Whoa. Where's my chat? Where did it go? Chat? What happened to you? Chat is supposed to be there, but it is not there. It was there a minute ago. Hold on a second. Oh. And there it is. All right. That's very strange. But, yeah, how are you? Hello, everybody. Thinker St. James here. It is week 7 of the Contender series. In about an hour, in exactly an hour, I am here a little bit early to hang out and say hello. And that's just what I'm doing, saying hello to all you fine people. So, what's going on? How are you? We were having some computer problems earlier today. Very concerned about that. This system that I am on has been a fantastic workhorse over the years. It has been with me through thick and thin, and it's been a fantastic piece of equipment, perhaps the best piece of electronic equipment that I've ever had, but I do fear that it is coming close to the end of its life cycle. So I'm really hoping to get a couple more years out of this thing. But we will see how that ends up going, and the things that were happening today certainly give me pause and make me a little bit concerned about the future of the system that I am currently operating on. We will see how that all goes, but I was very nervous earlier today because I knew that I had to be on for the Contender series, and of course, we have the Smashing Machine review coming up in, just over a week now. So I knew that this would be a very bad time. Of course, like getting sick, there's no good time for it. But particularly now, considering how excited I am for the Smashing Machine and how much I want to make sure that myself and Chase are on top of this review as quickly as possible to let all of you fine people out there know what we think about this film after we see it on opening night. I was like, please don't fail me now, computer. So I updated some of the drivers and did a bunch of technical stuff. Hopefully it helps. And we're just going to have to go with that for right now. But that is not MMA related stuff. What's going on in the world of mixed martial arts? Well, found out today that after some hemming and hawing, apparently, Charles Oliveira has finally accepted Mateusz Gamrot as his opponent in Rio. So Charles Oliveira versus Mateusz Gamrot in Rio. That is your main event of that card. And I don't know how this got bumped too. Everything's getting all screwed up today. Chat wasn't there from when I started. Camera's all screwed up. Anyway, I remain. But yeah, so Gamrot versus Charles Oliveira. I like it. I think the Gamrot's one of those dudes that quietly flies under the radar, not really getting the respect that he deserves, even though he does end up in some fights where it doesn't look like he's winning, even if he wins, you know? And then there's the opposite as well. I mean, Dan Hooker, you ask Chase, he'd say that Dan Hooker beat Mateusz Gamrot, or that Mateusz Gamrot beat Dan Hooker in that fight, right? And Dan Hooker won that fight, did he not? So I don't know. The point is that Gamrot is very much a wrestle-heavy guy with no finishing ability, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does against Charles, but we'll see about all of that. Now we know that it's official. I guess let the speculation begin. John Dong, how are you, sir? Welcome. Thank you for being here. If Gamrot beats Charles, do you think UFC would give him the title shot over Arman since the UFC doesn't like Arman? This is a good question. I've heard that Arman is specifically sitting out waiting for his title shot, even though Dana said that he can't have one until he proves himself again. That's really dumb, and Arman is really dumb. So if Gamrot beats Charles, that would be the better option, I would say. But I would suspect that because I think that Gamrot is in the same boat that Bilal was in before Bilal finally got his title shot. I think that Gamrot, because he is kind of a boring guy that is not a big personality, does not have a huge groundswell of fan support, I think that he's going to have to continuously prove and reprove himself, overprove himself, one might say, considering that he has a lot of wins to his name. So what I would think would happen there is that Gamrot wins and then somebody jumps him, probably Paddy. I think that it's kind of crazy to me that it's not Paddy in this fight. And I'm curious as to why. Is Paddy already booked? Like, do we know that Paddy has a fight coming up? Because I would have thought that after the Michael Chandler win, that Paddy would have been pretty close to being in main events beyond that, or at least maybe second removed from a title shot at this point. If they're going to make him fight one more time, that's okay with me. But considering that he is a personality, he is someone with a lot of fans, I would have thought that it would have been him to be in this fight, and thus it would have made the title eliminator element of it a no-brainer at that point for him. Gamrot getting this win, it would still make sense, I would think, right? When was the last time Gamrot lost? That's a good question, right? Mateusz Gamrot. Let's see here. What do they say about Gamrot's record? Paddy probably couldn't make weight for this fight, and has he ever taken a short notice fight? I believe that Paddy might have taken a short notice fight at some point in the past, but you're probably right about that. I mean, we all know Paddy out of camp, that just doesn't, there's no way that he can get the weight off that quickly. Paddy's going to have serious problems health-wise in the future if he continues to do the spiraling, or the yo-yoing that he does out of camp, or out of camp. When he goes off camp and lets himself go like that, like the body only has like so many years that it can do that before it really starts to take its toll on you. And it's very unnatural for the body to go through that many cycles of putting a massive amount of weight on, taking it off, putting it back on again, taking it off again. It's not healthy for you. So his metabolism is going to start working against him at some point. That's being said, though, I would think that there might be enough time for him to make that weight if he really wanted to. Because, I mean, that fight's not for another couple of weeks, right? Mateusz Gamrot, yeah, I mean, he lost to Dan Hooker. But then, aside from that one, and that was very close, so I don't know if you can necessarily say. I guess he lost to Beneil in 2022 as well. So it's not... I mean, he's, somewhat checkered, even though the wins are more than the losses. Does that equal up to a title shot? I don't know. I mean, I guess that in some respects, maybe, considering the landscape right now and all the movement that's been going around at the top of that division. So perhaps maybe he is more deserving if he wins that fight, probably. I mean, how many times are they going to give Charles a chance, We've had Charles with the belt, Charles challenging for the belt, Charles losing the belt, Charles now headlining yet again. I mean, my point is not that I don't dislike Charles Oliveira. Like, I am a fan. I think that his story is great, and he seems like a good guy. But there's only so many times that you can go around the carousel with that. And also, like, I would think that at some point the fan support doesn't equal up to going down that same beaten path over and over again. The UFC doesn't want to risk Paddy losing to Oliveira. I mean, they got to risk him losing in general. They got to risk him losing anytime he fights, right? So think about that in context, John. If you're saying that the UFC is concerned about Paddy losing to Oliveira, and then Mateusz Gamrot goes in there and beats Oliveira, does that equal up to a title shot to you? You know what I mean? Like, they're saying, oh, we want to preserve Paddy, and a loss to Oliveira might screw up our plans. But if we throw this guy Gamrot in there, and he just takes Charlie out easily, thus title shot? Am I making sense with what I'm saying right now? Obviously, Paddy is like the one that they want to have the fast track for, so just go and let him. What's the next move if it's not Charles for Paddy? I don't understand how they're like what the booking for Paddy is right now. Because as far as I know, he doesn't have a fight booked, right? I mean, not that I'm recalling, of course, the shaky memory of my brain inside of my head here. Paddy's so popular, they're probably going to give him Gaethje and then give him the title shot. I mean, that's only if Gaethje will take it, right? Didn't Gaethje say that he's going to retire if he doesn't get a title shot himself? And then there was the whole rumor that was going around online. That was an interesting one with that, actually. The Gaethje rumor of him getting the title shot was one that for some reason the internet latched onto, and it really seemed like everybody took it like to be fact. We hear all kinds of rumored fight announcements circulating on Twitter all the time, but for some reason the Gaethje fight was like the one that I guess because of what he had said, people started saying, oh, they're going to give it to him. They're going to give it to him. And then it just sort of became like the accepted reality, even though it never was. So MMA is one of those strange instances. Another interesting part about MMA, right? Like in other sports, take the NFL, right? You have your regular season. Whoever wins the most games makes it to the playoffs. You have the playoffs. They play each other and they eliminate each other. And then the two teams that win all of that make it to the Super Bowl. MMA is like completely different in that regard, where you don't know what the fights are, like what the actual matchups are going to be. The matchups are at the discretion of the organizations and the fighters. So like, it's just funny to me how like there's this like kind of cultish element to MMA with the fan base, where like we're all keeping our ears to the ground. We're all waiting on Marcel to make an announcement or MMA Orbit to come out with the confirmation. We're all seeing Crazy Kev and his dumb bullshit that he posts being wrong half the time and being like, Crazy Kev strikes again kind of thing. It's like we're all keeping our ears to the ground, trying to make sure that we're aware of what's going on. And then things like that can happen where some false information just becomes the generally accepted narrative until it is disproven. It's a very interesting dynamic and one that makes this sport unique. But that all being said, I don't think that Gamrot gets a title shot after beating Oliveira if he does win. I think that Oliveira, has a pretty good shot of winning that fight if he can still win fights. The loss that he took to Ilya might be one of those John Jones versus Reyes or Santos or Gustafsson situations where who knows if he comes back with the ability to win a fight again. But if he's going to still have a fight-winning ability in him, I think that Oliveira should be able to beat Gamrot. I think that he is more technically savvy, and all he really needs to do is make sure that Gamrot doesn't wrestle fuck him into oblivion. But if Gamrot wins that fight, then you put Gamrot into the upper echelon of the division and make him fight one more time. Like I said, I think Gamrot's going to be in the same boat as Bilal. He's going to have to fight extra hard to get himself into any kind of title contention because he's not a personality. So, I wouldn't be upset with that, though. If Gamrot wins that fight, then he just needs to keep winning, just like Bilal. Go out there and fight and win until you become undeniable. That's why, while everybody hates Bilal, and I certainly do think that he's very cringe at times, I always still have a modicum of respect for Bilal because what he did was fight extra hard through all of the memes and the lack of respect and the lack of a fan base and all of the things that you know about Bilal. He fought through all of that, kept winning, and made them give him a title shot. So that's what Gamrot's going to have to do. As far as Arman goes, I could give a fuck less. I really honestly hope that Arman never comes back. Because Arman is a spoiled brat who does not deserve any of what this sport offers. He's already set outside of the sport off of his daddy's money, so that is what it is. And B, you don't do what he did to a main event of a pay-per-view against the pound-for-pound best in the world, and you essentially throw everything into chaos. Poor Renato Moicano in that situation. And I'm not a Renato Moicano fan lately, and it'll tell you that. Like, Renato Moicano, between his fighting and the shit that he says outside of the cage, has certainly annoyed the shit out of me in recent times. Saying a lot of really asinine things and then sucking in the cage. Never does anything good as far as this fan goes. But, I do feel for Renato in that situation. He had to step up against Islam. I mean, how is he not going to take that opportunity? And then he gets thrown to the wolves, essentially, with that one. So, Armin can go piss off and fucking grapple for the rest of his life as far as I am concerned. If they do end up bringing him back at any point, it cannot be for a title shot. He better not come back into a title shot. And if he wants to sit there and play this game of, I'm only going to wait for a title shot, you can do that all the way into the old folks' home. There you go. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Sigma, how are you, sir? DWCS, yes, it is Contender Series Day yet again. If it wasn't for the chat not showing up and the computer problems that I had earlier and just the general anxiety that comes with being a business owner, I would have been in much higher spirits coming into this thing, or at least more energy, but I'm getting there because I love the Contender Series and I'm glad to be here with you guys. Gamrot knocks him out in round 1. You talking about Oliveira? I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, that goes back to what I was just saying about, like, can Oliveira actually still win fights? This is my big question. This is going to be the conversation on the podcast for sure. It is going to be, does Oliveira still have the ability? Because I would suspect that Ilia Topuria, with all of what he brings to the table, the aura, the striking power, the wrestling and defensive wrestling that we saw in that fight, which we didn't have to see him use very often before, but now we know he has. I would suspect that Ilia Topuria might do to people what John Jones did to people. It's a scary thing. It's a scary thing to think about for some of these guys who might have to fight him, because you don't want to end up like Dominic Reyes. No, take it back. You do want to end up like Dominic Reyes if the other comparisons are Gustafsson and Thiago Santos. You feel me? Anthony Smith. Dominic Reyes is the one that got it the best out of those guys that never won the same after John Jones, that were never the same themselves after John Jones. Dominic Reyes has this weekend the ability to prove that the curse is finally beatable. It just takes multiple years. I say all of that to say, if Ilia Topuria does that to people too, then Charlie Olives might be on the way out. Just saying. I'm speculating here. Pure speculation. Wild, unfounded speculation. But it could be. Gamrot hits like a truck when he actually throws. He likes to cuddle a lot. He's a little bit of a cuddle bunny. But we'll see if Charlie will let him get his hands on him. This card hits hard? I don't know. I do not do any of the research on the Contender Series. We come in here to be surprised. First fight is scary. All right, well, what is the first fight? Rafael Tobias versus Jair de Oliveira? Another Oliveira? A day Oliveira? Hey, Saratobi, what's going on? Welcome. Welcome to the Contender Series watch along. Appreciate you being here. Thank you also, Sarah, for all of the channel support. I hope that those fine individuals that recently subscribed all got a picture of their choice. And I really appreciate you doing that. That was very kind of you. I feel bad for Gamrot also. Wasn't he supposed to be the backup for the second Islam versus Charles fight? And then they gave Volk to Islam again. Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, this is what happens. This is what happens when you are not a personality that goes out there and commands the attention of people in this sport. This is not a merit-based sport. As much as we want to believe that it is to an extent. I mean, obviously, the guys that are getting shots generally have had to earn it in some capacity. But the guys who have earned it, like 100% all off of effort is not all that it takes. This is an interesting, yet another dynamic of the sport. It is not just about your fighting ability. You have to also command a presence in this sport. And I'm not just saying that you have to go out there and be a personality, because there are fighters who don't do that. Again, my favorite example of this is Shavkat. For the longest time, Shavkat was going out there and annihilating people and didn't even have a translator to help him speak English. He wasn't even able to tweet until maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. He was out there being scary and created an aura based on his lack of personality. Alex Pereira, another example of this, until he finally started opening up and becoming a superstar. He was just the Chama guy with the stone face, bow and arrow. You know the stuff. So my point is that Gamrot is in an odd situation because he's not any of those things. And also he doesn't command a presence inside of the fights often. Decision merchant, etc., etc. All the things you know about Gamrot are the things that work against him and why he is in the Bilal seat, having to work twice as hard. Just got off of your stream. Figured I'd stop in and say hi. Hey, appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. I've been meaning to try to catch one of your streams. They're not lining up time wise for me. I'm gonna have to make sure that I get in on one of those. I got to see the electronic thing in action. What's my pick for the Gamrot and Charles fight? Well, basically what I was saying before you came on was that, I think that if Charles still has the ability to win a fight, he should win this fight. I think that he is a better technical fighter than Gamrot as far as the striking and the movement goes. It's just a matter of if he can still win fights anymore. You want to wrestle with Gamrot or Beneil? I mean, you want to get your head choked off by those two? Good on you. For the Contender Series fight, I have no idea, bro. Who's the dog? You know the rule. Come on, how many times? How many times? For anybody who's new and not chatting with us in the chat currently, the rule around here for the Contender Series always stands. Your boy does no research on these fights so that I can go in there and be excited and watch the fights purely as a fan. I put my casual hat on for this one. I need a hat that says casual on it so that I can wear it while I watch the Contender Series. But that being said, the rule always remains. Straight bets, short money, all dogs. So who is the dog? You went Dubin? Yes, I did go Dubin. Actually. I did. In fact, I believe that myself and Vitz were streaming for that one. So if you go back to the watch-alongs from back then, you will know that I did that. Cariani 001. Cariani. Thank you very much for following. Chi-wee-wee to you. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Welcome. Love it here. Ohio player, it is always a good time when you are in the chat, and it is always a good time when you are on the stream. A good time, a good time. Appreciate you, bro. I had a very good time on the podcast last night, and I was just talking about how excited I am for the Smashing Machine. People, y'all got to catch up with us. We are going to be ready, locked, and loaded for the Smashing Machine. It's like an event as far as Yama goes. This is like the movie event of the season right here. So we are gearing up to go see the Smashing Machine, not even on the day it comes out, but the day before it comes out. We're going to the advanced showings. And then we are going to come on here and let you know our open and honest thoughts about this film. More free-flowing, more free-form than our normal film reviews, because we're not going to be taking notes in a movie theater. We're just going to watch the movie. We're going to come on. We're going to discuss. It's going to be a great time, so get ready for that. Appreciate you. Chase Parton, the Ohio player. Dubin used all her luck for that win. I mean, ain't nothing lucky about bombing an overhand like that. She's just lucky that she had the power for it. But you are correct. She did not fare so well thereafter. In fact, that's another shout out to Chase Parton, because he called that one from a million miles away. We got exclusive early access. They're deciding to show it early for no apparent reason. That is 10,000% facts. I have no idea why. I have no idea why in Florida and in Ohio that they're doing this. I don't know. Like, usually that's like a New York and LA thing, but they figured out where the real fans are. They were like, New York, LA, casual locations. Where are the real fans? Florida, Ohio. That beautiful. And now it's going to pay off for them, because where are the people going to actually go watch the movie? Florida and Ohio. I fully expect to be the only person in that theater. I don't know, probably not. I want to believe that people are actually going to go see this movie. I want to believe it. I think that it's going to be similar to the Iron Claw, which I did see in theaters, actually, and there were people in the theater when I saw it. So the Iron Claw did pretty well in theaters. I think the Smashing Machine probably does pretty well too. I hope. Certain Midwestern trash needs to see this early. Hey, come on, give yourself a little bit more credit than that. You're not certain. You're not just some Midwestern trash. You're the Midwestern trash. I have time. I might swap my pick to Reyes. Torres got held down 4 minutes by a 7-6 fighter. Are we talking about Contender Series here? Oh, okay. Second fight of the evening. Well, as I said, who are the dogs? Pick the dogs. In fact, I should go through and start doing my dog picks. I don't even know why I didn't do it. Let's get to work here, people. What am I doing? I got half hour to get these picks in. I need to do it. Do you think it's possible for fighters who aren't good on the mic to be better, or are people just born with that skill? I do think that it's possible for them to improve over time if they really are committed to doing that. And also what I think about that is that skill is based on tapping into what you are naturally comfortable with when it comes to speaking on the mic in a capacity like fight selling. So if you are not a natural trash talker, like if you're a nice guy, then you just need to ramp up the elements of your personality that are that overcompensate for not being rude, essentially. So I do think that there's an ability to get better on the microphone. Absolutely. It's really just a matter of if those fighters actually want to do that. Some fighters really can't do that. Yeah, I mean, like it's not everybody that's going to be able to. But I think that it's definitely a skill like any other skill. I would recommend that those fighters, if they actually did want to get better on the microphone, go take a public speaking course. And I say that not to say that you can't, like, I don't think that a public speaking course is going to necessarily prep you for fight selling specifically, but what it will do is allow you to be quicker on your feet in the moment so that you can answer questions more effortlessly and maybe throw in a little bit more of your personality in the moment when you're under a pressured situation like being at a press conference. Torres Finney gets smoked by Dom Reyes. Sorry to say, guys. Torres Finney can beat whoever he wants, sir. That's your next champion right there. Everybody doubting our Contender Series king. It also takes the right questions to make them eager to speak confidently. Yeah, definitely it does. I think that it's also a skill in and of itself to be able to answer the questions in an entertaining way, even if it's a bad question. Like, even if it's a question that's not great, to be able to make a soundbite out of it, that in and of itself is a skill. So there's a lot of ins and outs to that element of the game, and it certainly isn't for everybody. I mean, Connor obviously was a prime example of somebody who had the entire package when he was on top. Then you get some guys who are good on the mic and not great in the fight, and you get vice versa. Generally, the people who are good on the mic and not great in the fight don't last because it does not matter. Brazil, you suck. Your country is a dump. Colby, a great example of someone who is not great in the cage and not great on the microphone as much as he tries. Colby is an example of what happens when trying to get better on the microphone goes wrong. You know? Because that dude sat in the mirror rehearsing his dumbass lines. He recited those lines. Not amazingly, but he recited most of them. And they still sucked. And he did it with that stupid grin on his face after that big old smile after every single one of them. How many of you out there have banged Ian Gary's wife? Wow. You're an animal. But yeah, no, I mean, I think that it is a skill like any other skill, and you know, the more that you work at it, the better that you get at it. That guy just sucks in general. Yes, he certainly does. He certainly does. And what's also about Colby that I always say, it's pathetic that after, like, okay, I understand if it was true what he had said about them possibly wanting to cut him because he wasn't a big enough personality, and he did that to generate some buzz around himself. Fair enough. What was pathetic about it is that he stuck to the character. He overcommitted to the bit. He was too committed to the WWE bullshit that it became him. You know, it's like in the Andrew Dice Clay syndrome, where it's like, you know, you play the character so long that you forget who you are and who's actually underneath it. And I really think that definitely happened to Colby. We also have to take into consideration the language barriers. It takes time, but they have to want to be the showman on the mic too. Yeah, I mean, I think that the language barrier element of it can get overcome if you say the right things and have some other elements of it. Like, you know, I'm not saying that you need to go out there and dye your hair necessarily, but Diego, yeah, I mean, he barely speaks English. He's speaking it more now, and I think that it's very admirable that he is. But for the longest time, you didn't hear him on the mic. All you knew is that he was the guy with the emo mullet, you know? Go out there, win your fights emphatically, and have a cool hairstyle. It worked for him. I mean, you know, like there's a lot of factors that go into it. It's a multi-pronged, multifaceted element of everything. But there are definitely ways to improve your image if you want to. And you don't even have to be over the top. You can still just be like a good dude. Max Holloway, great example of that. Good guy, not a huge talker, goes out there, fights like crazy. That's a definite way to win people over. This is why a guy like Gamrot is having a problem, because he doesn't go out there and annihilate people. He doesn't put that 10,000% killer instinct, go run and gun, win the fight by any means necessary, all laying it out on the table every single time kind of fights out there. So he's kind of boring in the cage, and he's not a personality outside of it. You got to have something. You got to have something for people to latch onto. And it can't just be skating by with unanimous decision wins. Or if that is what you're going to do, you do it the Bilal way, where you have to do that 800 times in a row. So it is possible. And if you don't want to be the personality and you don't want to be the exciting fighter, you just want to win fights, that's fine too. But you have to be undeniably great if that's what you're going to be. W Yama, WTJF. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Hope you are excited as I am for the Contender series. I am very, very excited as always. In fact, I was in the middle of trying to get my underdog picks locked in for this thing. We're going straight bets, all dogs on the Contender series tonight. Where is it? There we go. All right, so, damn, plus 400. Come on, baby. Plus 400 in the first fight. We're going with it. Boom. Locked in. Justice Torres. Wonder if he has any relation to Jackie Justice. Probably not. Jaisla Chavez. Interesting name. All right, locking her in too. Murtazali Magomedov. I mean, how could you bet against a Magomedov? That's an easy choice. And this guy in the main event. I love this name. Mantis is his name. Mantas Kondratavicius. All right. All dogs, straight bets, all locked in, short money on each of them. We are rocking tonight, people. You know I had to have the sparkling ice for the occasion. Ah, delicious. So yeah, we will see. But I know that getting better on the microphone is definitely something that these people can do, that these fighters can do if they want to. I mean, Really, if they, I mean, again, it depends on what you want out of this sport. Like, if you are trying to be a superstar in this sport, then you need to know your strengths and weaknesses. You need to improve your weaknesses and capitalize on your strengths. Pretty simple thing to say out loud. I know it's more difficult than that in practice, but if you are trying to be a superstar in this sport, then I would suggest some media coaching. If that's really what you want. Like, if you want to be that personality on the microphone, get a little bit of media coaching. Or at least take a public speaking course so that you are comfortable. Grass is green. True. That is true. Yeah. I see what you're saying there. Yes, I am stating facts. I am stating obvious things. But it's not so obvious to everybody, TJF. You know how I know that? Because Sean O'Malley exists. Sean O'Malley, who wanted to be a superstar in this sport since the second that he knew that MMA was a thing, dyed his hair, won his fights, and then had no charisma whatsoever on the microphone to the point that he was like a vacuum, sucking the life out of any room that he was in. You ever heard Sean O'Malley on the microphone? Aljamain Poop Stain Sterling? One of the cringiest things I have ever heard trying to be used as trash talk? So don't tell me grass is green when Sean O'Malley exists. All right? I need to be a media coach for the UFC. Damn it, I could do it. I'm fun. I'm bubbly. I'm feisty. Go for it, Saratobi. Saratobi, if Nina Drama could make it, then there's probably a place for you too. You know what I'm saying? If Nina Drama went in there and made something out of nothing when it came to the UFC, you could probably do something as well. Don't down your man Sean's. Don't down your man Sean. You think he's dope? Well, I mean, so there you go. Obviously something appeals to you, but I can guarantee you it's not as trash talking. I'm glad you said that. So many fighters complain about not being paid a lot, but they don't even work on their micromedia skills. John, I mean, see, you're speaking the language over here. And that's, I mean, look, I am certainly an advocate for fighters being paid more regardless. You are doing your job, whether, I mean, you know, yes, your job does entail the media aspect of it in this sport a lot more than other sports, and I understand that. But I do think that if you're going out there and putting your life on the line in these fights, you should be paid what you are, you know, what you're worth. And I don't think that they're getting paid what they're worth currently. But if you are trying to be a star in this sport is what I'm trying to say here, you know, there are levels to this game. Cap Sean is the GOAT. I mean, certainly with your generation. Nina's got two big reasons she made it. I don't know if you know this, but her nudes are extremely tasteful. They were in Playboy. Nina's so cringy. I don't want to be like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't dislike Nina. I think I said it pretty correctly. I think that Nina is the Amy Schumer of MMA. Like, there are people who think Amy Schumer is really funny. Are you going to tell me that they're invalid? All of those people out there who think Amy Schumer is hilarious, that their opinion doesn't count? How rude. How rude of you to insinuate that. She's obnoxious like Amy. I mean, she leans on very well-worn territory when it comes to a woman in the space in her capacity, I'd say. You know, I did the whole video about her and Tom Aspinall. If you have not watched that video, you should go back and watch it. I think that is some of my finest work. But, you know, I talked a little bit about Nina in there, and I said, you know, she tries to play both sides of the fence, you know, like being flirtatious, but at the same time oblivious to all of it, you know? It's like, oh, I'm not, you know, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I mean, she's pushing her tits out there and then trying to play like she's not, you know, cock teasing all these fighters. I get it. Look, get it how you get it. Get it how you live. I don't care. I'm not trying to say that she shouldn't be earning a living doing it. I just see it for what it is. Nina being in Playboy and Minty Betts also being affiliated with the Playboy Bunnies got me... Really? Minty is? I didn't know Minty was. What is Minty's affiliation? I thought Minty was just our little betting expert. I do remember Minty saying that there was a possibility of an OF at some point. I know that my boy Vitz King was very excited about that. Invalid. Choose a lane though. Damn it, be a proud slut. I mean, she's a married woman. That's the other part of it that I think is kind of wild. You know, I mean, like she's married and apparently has a good relationship with the husband. Yet she's popping up over at Alex Pereira's house a whole lot lately, from what I've seen. Again, I don't care about these things. I feel like it is a kind of a pick a lane thing to an extent. If she doesn't pick a lane, then people like me just won't watch, but she's got a big enough fan base. Let her do her thing. I've got no problem with it. I personally will not consume. Or what I will consume is the one-off random reel that I see on Instagram just randomly popping up in my feed, but I certainly would not search it out. Yeah, I mean, fair. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess you have picked a lane. But I think that's like she would say that she did pick a lane. She picked the lane of playing both sides of the fence, Or she would, she might say, no, I'm just a comedian. That's all that I am. I'm just a comedian. But it's like, okay, you're a comedian, but you fall back on the easiest comedian crutch that every woman ends up falling back on in comedy. And that's why a lot of men discredit female comedians. That's why I am always such an advocate for good female comics. I talk about the Wendy Liebmans of the world and the Laura Keitlingers of the world and the Adrian Appanucci's of the world. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have these female comics who are actually really talented and make great jokes, and then you have your call me daddy ladies out there, and it's just all the my vagina shit. A lot of the world doesn't see the good comedians, the good female comics. Hey, Checkmate, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming in on the podcast yesterday too, bro. I caught you late, but appreciate the support there. But Nina isn't funny? I mean, people would say that Nina is funny, though. I mean, obviously there are fans. I mean, I guess that's the question, right? How many people actually watch Nina for the comedy, and how many of them actually watch her just because they, they're doing some one-handed scrolling? You know what I mean? Ellen DeGeneres has good stand-up, but she halfway counts. That's funny, bro. Yeah, no, Ellen was pretty good back in the day. Yeah. Roseanne. I always bring up Roseanne. Roseanne was a killer of a stand-up back in the day. Back before she kind of went off the rails. But Roseanne was really good. I always really appreciated Roseanne. There's a bunch of great ones, They just get overshadowed by the ones that end up becoming popular. And a lot of the popular ones are, talking about sex and tits and bedroom-related activities. Amy Schumer is funny, bro. I'm unsubbing, going to Ohio player. There you go. Fair enough. I never said that Amy Schumer wasn't funny. That was somebody else who said that. Not me. You never heard me say that. She does talk about her vagina a lot, though. She did compare it to a small barnyard animal, if I recall. That's facts. That was actually said. So, I mean, if that's something that makes you laugh, then who am I to say? For some of them, it's the only talent that they have. I mean, that's the unfortunate part, and that's what a lot of people would just discredit them outright. Even though some of them, even for that, still can be better than others. You know what I mean? Like there's still levels to it on top of that. But there are women comics who don't lean on that. And they don't get nearly as much fanfare. You proudly say that. All right, fair enough. So there you go. TJF, you unsubbed to Sarah Toby, not to me. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to Nina, though, I do think that there is some value in what she does, because I do think that, like, the interview style things that she does with, like, the fan questions are funny. But my problem with that is that that's not coming from her. What she does, like Nina Drama has a UGC pipeline. If you're not in the marketing world, you might not know the term UGC. That's user generated content. And she has a UGC pipeline because all she does is she has her Instagram and her Twitter or whatever send her funny questions to ask the fighters, and then she just delivers the questions that the fans ask. So I'm like, she is really just kind of leaning on everybody else and her assets. And she's got a whole team as well. I mean, there you go too, right? So, I don't know. I really, as I've said, I have no problem with her being in the space. And I also am never going to say that anybody should not be making money if they're not hurting anybody else by doing it. I'm just thinking, about what the reality of the situation is and how I personally feel about it. It's just, I catch Nina Drama in my Instagram feed. I'll sit there and I'll watch it a little bit. If I see Nina Drama and she happens to be rolling around with Laura Sanko in a very suggestive manner, I'm not going to pass that. I'm going to have to linger on that for a little while. But then again, what is the value in that? Where is the value in the comedy of it and the quality of the content? Or is it something more baser? But is there still inherent value to the baser elements of it? See? Levels to this shit. Props to her for doing it, but I just don't care for the content at all. Yeah, I mean, and that's your right to feel that way, If you don't jive with it, then whatever. But you can't deny that she's got a big fan base. I mean, she's got people that watch her regularly. She's got a lot of views on her videos and stuff. So it is what it is. I think that there's a place for everybody to exist in this space. I want to believe anyway. On the other side, look at the Schmo. He has legit credentials and built the shtick. Yeah, I mean, I'd say that the Schmo is actually pretty similar in that way, in the sense that, like, I mean, maybe there are some differences. The Schmo actually does come up with his own material, and he's more of a serious interviewer, just with like a little bit of a personality attached to it. He's like the Nardwuar of MMA. I don't really personally consume much of the Schmo's content either. Like, I mean, if I see it pop up, I'll watch a clip or two. But like, I'm not religiously watching the Schmo either, because really, if you strip away the character, it's just regular interviewing. So, I mean, again, it's just what you jive with. I don't really watch a whole lot of fighter interviews, period, to be perfectly honest. I get what I need from the sport in the cage. Like, I don't necessarily need to know what Beneil Dariush thinks about, broccoli and cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's these kinds of things. What's your favorite color? Like, that's also another reason why I never wanted to be an interviewer myself. Like, people were saying for a while there, you could be, I've got friends who are fighters on the roster right now that I could have interviewed if I really wanted to go that route. But like, I'm just not, it's not the style of content that I need personally. So, you're right. I'm sorry. Amy Schumer was never funny. Okay, fair enough. TJF is playing both sides of the fence too right now. He parlayed that into Helen Yee. Now that's absolute facts right there. That was the move. The Schmo has us all beat. I think Helen Yee and Nina were beefing for a little while, right? Isn't that true? Isn't that the truth that him and Helen Yee and Nina were going after each other for a little minute? Little catfighting going on in the MMA creator space. Could have covered that. I wish that I had caught that one earlier. You bet he loves broccoli and cheese? Well, I guarantee you that there's an interviewer out there who has asked him about it, and I guarantee you that there's an answer for that question somewhere online. I don't need it. It's certainly not a question that I need an answer to. Whether he loves it or hates it, it makes no never mind to me. Can he win a fight? You love a good cat fight? How many have you been in? All right, we are just over 10 minutes from the start of the Contender series. We're in week 7 of the Contender series already, people. This season has flown by. I remember just yesterday, we were talking about week 1 sucking. And look at us now. Look at us now. How many of you have already subscribed to Paramount Plus? Is it just me and Chase, or have others taken the plunge already as well? Thinking about putting together a little primer video for anybody who is thinking about subscribing to Paramount Plus, because I have done it, and let me tell you, I have opinions. You don't do drama, you just ignore them? Good for you. Good for you. I mean, I think that's probably a smarter way to be. You have Walmart Plus and it's oh, right. Yeah, Paramount Plus is included with Walmart Plus. Right on. Then there you go. Yeah, I mean, that's the way to do it, really. Get the Walmart Plus with Paramount Plus. You get your groceries delivered and you get your fights. You would never have to leave the house ever again. That's actually sounding pretty goddamn attractive now that I say it out loud. Already got Paramount Plus for the NFL season for local games. Yeah. Well, so as an NFL fan, TJF, like, are you having to bounce around between like several different services to get all of your games? Because I know that like some of the games are on Paramount Plus, some of them are on ESPN, some of them are on, I think Prime, right? Like, if I was a football fan, man, I would hate that. I would hate that I'd have to have 7 different services just to follow one sport. We don't even know yet if we're going to have to do that. We might have to do that for the Ultimate Fighter and for the Contender series. We still have not gotten confirmation that those properties are coming over with the UFC. You're loving it? Damn, that does sound good. So you don't have a gate to deal with. I'd have to be letting in delivery drivers, and I already deal with that shit. You know so the gate, right? I got a gate in the neighborhood, and for some reason, the Amazon drivers don't get the gate code when they get the orders. So at 4:00 in the morning, I'm getting calls and text messages from an Amazon delivery driver saying, hey, I can't get into your neighborhood. And I'm like, buddy, I mean, I guess partially my problem because I need you to deliver the package, but also not my problem because you're the driver. Figure it the fuck out. I mean, do they not tell you these things? Like, I've been delivered to many, many times at this point. Maybe somebody on your team needs to figure out a proper method of getting this information delivered to you. Amazon, the biggest goddamn network of information there is on planet Earth aside from Google, you'd think that they would know these things. In a little town with a 600-person population, I rarely leave the house anyway. What am I going to do? Visit the Amish? Yeah, dude, go get yourself some butter. They churn it fresh. Man, some freshly churned butter sounds pretty good, though. I'm not going to lie. They probably got some great preserves out by you. Thursdays on Amazon Prime, Sunday night on Peacock/NBC, and Monday on ESPN. That is so ridiculous, dude. And the Sunday games are on YouTube, Sunday Ticket, unless it's the local game. Dude, that is ridiculous, bro. I would be fucking furious. You mean to tell me I have to have 4 services? 4 if I want to watch one sport. That's asinine to me. That is really shitty. Yeah, I would not appreciate that in the slightest. They just toss the packages over the gate. Yeah, I mean, the way that these Amazon drivers are often, it kind of feels like they do that anyway. Amish food, so good. I don't know if I've ever had, like, legitimate Amish food before. Maybe I haven't and didn't know it. Like, what's the Amish dish that I need to try? What do the Amish make better than anybody else? And an awesome meat market. Yeah, that I believe. Yeah, I'm sure the meat must be the freshest meat you're ever going to eat in your life. The dude who's selling you the meat actually killed the cow. Like, good Lord. That's pretty dope, though. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's certainly something to be said for it. In fact, how about this? Bro, movie idea incoming, people. You heard it here first. If this movie happens, you heard it here first. Zombie apocalypse movie. People going to live with the Amish because they're the best prepared. I'm a killer. I'm a killer with the movie ideas right now. I'm a genius. I'm writing that one myself. That's a legit concept right there. Zombie apocalypse breaks out. The only people around who actually know how to live off of the land and can self-sustain is the Amish. And now it's a human drama about the people who are not Amish having to assimilate to Amish society and living in a zombie apocalypse. I am a genius. Oh my God, you're welcome, people. You're going to steal that idea regardless? Well, TJF, the stream is going to be archived forever. So I've got my court case ready for you when you inevitably make $1 million. All you got to do is at least give me $100,000. So 10% of the profits, I'm cool with that. We're good, bro. And you got to make the script good, because I am a writer, so I could probably help you out with that. It's pristine. We get steak packages often, like 16 pounds of steak for 90. Damn, dude, that's awesome. God damn, 16 pounds for $95. Shit, man, I might have to go visit the Amish sometime. I wonder if there are any Amish in Florida. I have to find that out. All right, we are 4 minutes away from the Contender series, folks. Keeping an eye on the clock. Can we make it a musical? Yeah, you can. I must turn the butter while I shoot the zombie in the face. No, you can't. Yes, you can. No, you can't. Yes, you can. You must cover up. Come visit Kentucky? Yeah, I might have to. In fact, actually, I just found out. You said you were close to Nashville, right, Sarah? I just found out. Not one, but two. I was just talking about this on stream not too long ago as well. One of my favorite bands, Carpenter Brute, is touring the United States. They are not coming to Florida. This bothers me greatly. But it is compounded by the fact that they are touring with another one of my favorite bands. I would get to kill two birds with one stone. I have not seen either band live. Carpenter Brute and Desire touring together and not coming to Florida. But they are coming to Nashville. So, depending on how that money situation is going, might have to pay you a little visit. So we'll see. It's next year. So I'm going to have to see what's going on midway through next year. And actually, I believe that those dates are kind of close to my birthday. So I don't know. It would be a very long way to go, but they are two of my absolute favorite acts that I've wanted to see for a million years. And Carpenter Brute does not tour the United States very often. Desire more so. Desire tours pretty regularly. They just never come to Florida for some reason. Feed two birds with one scone. There you go. Exactly. That's the more productive, not productive, the more constructive. That's the we want to build society up in a better image way of looking at things. Feed two birds with one scone. Could be me. Feeding the birds. Call me Thinker Saint Poppins over here. My Chemical Romance is playing in Nashville next year, and you need to go. I've seen them before, but my inner emo teenager needs it again. Yes, My Chem. Goddamn, that brings me back to high school in a big way. Good Lord. Remember how popular that band was. They were everywhere in high school. Oh, all right, we've got feed for the Contender series. We got 2 minutes left on the countdown clock. You saw PETA post that yesterday because Tom Brady joked about kicking a dog? What? Why did Tom Brady joke about kicking a dog? Like, what was the joke? Was it actually a funny joke? Because if it was funny, then maybe he gets by. But Tom is a high-profile celebrity. I mean, I guess if Tom didn't go down over FTX and the Bitcoin scandal, then he's probably untouchable. But just saying, the court of public opinion don't like dog kicking. That I know to be true. Oh, it was like an offhand comment on a broadcast. All right. Well, I guess I'd have to hear it in context. But either way, all I know is that people get a little bit touchy about that kind of thing. So, damn, I'm not going to lie. I like my Amish zombie apocalypse idea. I'm writing that one down after the stream. All right, we're pre-fight on ESPN, so we are getting close here, and it is 8 o'clock on the nose, so timer is being hovered, and as soon as this thing changes over, we will start the timer, and up, here we go. Boom, all right. In memory of Thomas Gerbasi, RIP, I actually saw them post about that recently. Another loss for the combat sports coverage community, the journalism community. RIP. All right. Timer has started, though. That was your sync point. It wasn't anything serious? Yeah, I doubt it was. I mean, I'm sure that it wasn't, but it doesn't take anything nowadays for people to get offended. That's the truth. Anytime that you say something that people don't like, now you're a fascist, you know that to be true too. All right. Contender Series is underway. We're watching the intro right now. Come on. Yamacat says hello to everybody. What? All right. We've got bets on every single dog tonight, people. What's good? I don't know. The Contender Series, hopefully. That's what's good with me. What's good with you, TJF? How you doing? Are you watching along? You got the Contender Series going? Oh, you're talking to the cat? Okay, got you. Hey, Yamacat. Hey, come here. Come say hello. Come on. Come here. Such a little bitch. I've never known a cat that just wants to play like this little cat, dude. The second he wakes up to the second he goes to sleep again, all he wants to do is play. Come on, come up here. Bro, come up here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Say hello. There he is. Say hello, Yamacat. See? Hello, everybody. You say hello to TJF? Hello, TJF. Hey, Anthony Smith on the Contender Series today. Lionheart continuing on in his broadcast capacity. I like it. Yeah, W Yamacat if he wants to actually stay around. Hey, buddy. Don't jump on the keyboard. You want to go down? You can go down. There you go. That's all you get. You get your brief little guest appearance. I didn't know that Laura Sanko and Anthony Smith went all the way back to LFA together. That's pretty cool. Laura looking lovely as always. Yet another fantastic pantsuit. No one rocks it like Laura Sanko. Nick Klein is coming back. Oh, I think they're talking about Nick Klein fighting. Were they saying that Nick Klein is going to have to fight on the Contender Series again? Am I wrong that he was actually already in the UFC? We talked about his fights. I didn't catch what they said, but if that's the truth, that's wild. Hey, Contratavicius. That's this guy's name. Montes Contratavicius. Contratavicius. Good Lord. Having to remember to say that name. Please, don't get the contract, buddy. There you go. You get a little extra Yamakat in the background. Jesus Christ. What is up with these names? They've got Scrabble board names today. Javier Reyes. Okay, that's a name that I can actually say. I'd end up pronouncing it like contradiction every single time. Yeah, exactly. Contravicious. All right, this guy's got glasses on, looking very regal. He's only been defeated one time, and it was in LFA. LFA is like the incubator for the UFC. Good Lord, how many people from LFA come over? Why was it not the LFA instead of Invicta in the Bruised movie? The Bruised movie that so, myself and Chase Parton watched Bruised several times for the review of it, right? So I've seen the film probably, maybe like 3 times at this point. Yamakat is where he shouldn't be. I got the spray bottle now for exactly this. Yep, there you go. That's what you got to get. That's what you get, buddy. Got to stay out of there. All right, there we go. But yeah, so, I saw the Bruised movie like 3 times, and then we did the review. That was 4 hours, right? So that's 6 hours for viewing the movie. 4 hours for the review, so that's 10 hours. I've been editing the thing for about a week and a half now, so maybe 3 hours a pop with that. Probably another maybe 10 hours worth of editing, and I've got maybe about 6 more to go. So in total, I've probably spent close to maybe almost 30 hours with the Bruised movie. I think it's safe to say that I have the most time with Bruised, not counting the people who actually worked on the movie. I don't think that there is anybody as familiar with the movie Bruised starring Halle Berry aside from myself. Like, there's no one more knowledgeable and experienced with this film than me. I don't say this to brag, because it's certainly not a brag. But it is the truth. So when that review comes out in its edited form, I'm going to need you guys to step up. I'm going to need you guys to definitely watch this review. At least put it on in the background, let it play. It's a long one, 4 hours long, I get it. But you put it on while you're doing laundry. You help out the channel, and you make those 30 plus hours worthwhile because, good Lord, I put my time in with this film. Yamacat tastes like B-dubs? I mean, how would you know, Sigma? Anything for Halle Berry? I mean, Chase wouldn't say that. Chase is not a fan. How many times are you going to watch The Smashing Machine? I guess it depends on how good it is. I would suspect, well, we're going to do our initial thoughts review on the night of. So October 2nd, the evening of October 2nd, we'll do our review then. And then we'll probably end up doing a full review thereafter, like our normal style of review where we go through it point by point. I don't know when we'll do that. I guess it's going to be when it comes out on home video release. When they start streaming it or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it really just depends on how good it is. So at least the 2 hours that I'm going to be sitting with it when it comes out, if depending on how long it is or whatever. And then I would suspect one more viewing thereafter for the second review. I don't know. We haven't decided if we're going to do a full-on like point-by-point review yet, but hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good enough to make me want to see it multiple times. Netspend is walking out? What? He don't look like Netspend. Well, one of his people does? Yeah, I tried listening to some more of that, and my opinion was certainly the same. None of those guys look like Netspend. Oh, isn't that Montserrat Rendon? He married his wife when he was 17. How old was she? Did you ever check out Tara Reid? I think that's the one that I did not check out, and the reason that I didn't check it out was because the link was not working in the Discord for me on my phone. I don't know why that is. The other two links worked, but that one for some reason did not. So I'm going to have to... I've been meaning to go and just find that because the link preview showed the album name. So I need to go back and do that. Thank you for reminding me. I'll have to... I'll try to check that out after the stream. He has the Netspend build. Your little bro is stressed? Over what? Oh, Jennifer Maya. She just looks like Montserrat Rendon. All right. Appreciate it, Sarah. I will definitely listen to it, though. I quite enjoyed the butter tones. Feed him Netspend nuggets. Is that like a meme in the Netspend community? Something with nuggets? I don't know how you guys can think that that's quality music, though, dude. He barely raps. It's like it's exactly what I said in the Discord. It's like he forgets that he's making a song and then all of a sudden remembers and like just starts saying more random gibberish. Like it's no flow to it. All right, fight's underway. Those thick legs, says Laura Senko. All right, nice low kick for De Oliveira. The butter tones are an absolute favorite. Ooh, uh-oh. Tobias wobbled him a little bit there. De Oliveira clinches up on the cage. Ooh, nice knee for Tobias. Or Tobias, I guess they were pronouncing it. Like diabetes. Wilfert Brimley on commentary. A 5'9" light heavyweight. Jesus. Bro has got that Torres Finney going on. Yeah, dude, I didn't even realize they were fighting at light heavyweight. Good lord, this dude is tiny for light heavyweight. Yeah, he got wobbled there for a second. Ooh, another one cracks him. Ooh, yeah. Tobias hunting him down. Ooh, nice head kick. Oh, Tobias. Oh, he's rocking him. Yo, De Oliveira. Oh, nice body kick for De Oliveira. Hey, De Oliveira's staying in this fight somehow. But he has been rocked several times now. Nice low kick for him. That's what makes it good? Like, I mean, you know that there's like real music out there that's like good though, right? There's like real rap out there that's good. There's real rap made by your generation that's better than that. Ooh, all right. There you go, De Oliveira. Come on, De Oliveira. Cash this plus 400. All right, front kick for Tobias. Feint for De Oliveira. Oh, nice counter for Tobias. Smith was just saying that Tobias wants to counter. Ooh, there you go. That was two good shots for De Oliveira. You got to be careful with that front kick, dude. That thing is going dangerously close to De Oliveira's dick. Oh. I mean, De Oliveira's tough, though, man. I mean, he's taking some heavy shots, and he's still in this fight. Oh, he has to watch the cup? He's been kicked in the dick 3 times now. Or at least very close to the dick. He's a former heavyweight? That's crazy. 5'9" at heavyweight? Who does he think he is? Chris Barnett? Oh, rear naked. Uh-oh. Minute 20 to work, too. Oh, he's got it, too. Oh, you must tap, brother. Yeah, all right. Well, shout out to Tobias. Ends up getting the job done. Thought he was going to do it on the feet, but he ends up getting the rear naked instead. Good shit. Yeah, not bad. I mean, he was massive compared to his opponent. Kind of a foregone conclusion that he would win that fight, perhaps, but still, good stuff. Did you see the Young Boy video? Did you post it in the Discord? I saw that other meme video that you posted, but I didn't see any Young Boy videos in there. I'll double check. I'll have to go back. My bad. I might have missed it. You dropped individual songs from him and 2 more from the Buttertones. Okay, cool. Absolutely. I certainly will. I will check it out. I will check it out for sure. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate the recommendations always. All right, so Tobias gets a nice rear naked choke to start things off. 1 fight, 1 finish. We're off to a good start. And we got Justin Bernard announcing the unsung hero of the Contender Series. All right, Rafael Tobias. His nickname is Bipolar. And he gives his opponent a little kiss on the head. Very nice. Where's Vitz King when you need him? Vitz would be very happy. Is that his dad? I don't think so. But who knows? I mean, when it comes to MMA, it certainly could be. If that's his dad, then he shot up real tall. Easy for Tobias when it's on the mat. Okay. I guess, is he a submission guy? He looked like he had pretty good striking because he staggered De Oliveira a couple times there. Shout out to you, Deadly Pube. Appreciate you, brother. Bipolar, you too? Okay, well then you've got a new fighter to root for. Yeah, he ends up, with that little check hook that kind of got him off balance there for a second. Landed a couple other good ones. Yeah, there's another stagger shot for him. You had round 1 sub. Congratulations. All right, well, the Yama rule for the Contender Series is not going to pay out every single time. I did go into it knowing that he was a big underdog, De Oliveira, but you got to stick to the rules. Rafiuski, how the F does Rafael Tobias is a light heavyweight? The guy is huge. Yeah, no, I kind of said that about both of them a little bit, but I mean, I guess it makes more sense for the 5'9" guy to be able to make the weight if he is 5'9". But yeah, this dude is a very massive light heavyweight. That is true. Good. I mean, if he can make the weight, then all power to him. I mean, that was Poaton's big trick, right? Being able to make weight. Being able to cut down to middleweight for all that time. He made that work. Then he didn't want to do it anymore, moved up, made that work too. Talking about going to heavyweight. So it is possible. But you are correct. He does have a lot of muscle on the frame. He is a big guy. Fake win. Give me my money back. Stop taking my chips. Yeah. I mean, like I said, bro, it's not going to work every time. But the rule still remains to be the best way to make money in the big picture. Oh, his coach is emotional over this. Is he massive or is the other guy small? Both. Both is the answer to that. Because he is massive and the other guy was small. I cannot believe that there's a dude fighting at light heavyweight who is 5'9". That is wild. And Sigma was saying that he fought at heavyweight before. That's even crazier. Like I said, Barnett, you are not. And we saw how that worked out for Barnett. Yeah, looking at the interview, he seems huge. Yeah, absolutely he does. Yeah, he's tall. It's not only that he's tall, it's that he's muscular too. I mean, like he's look at his traps. Like this dude is built and tall at the same time. So light heavyweight, it's going to be a hard cut for him if he keeps going that route, but maybe he moves up to heavyweight at some point. He can go that same route. We've seen a lot of guys move up to heavyweight from light heavyweight and have some decent success there. Just a skinny Barnett? Yeah, exactly. But at least Barnett could win a fight at some point. He did not do that. What do you think about Olberg under 60 significant? I mean, yeah, that actually might not be a bad move, TJF. I mean, he is, it's what we talked about on the podcast last night. I mean, he is an outside point striker, so generally that doesn't lend itself to volume striking. So under 60, if 60 is the number, I think that's actually a pretty solid play. Because, yeah, I mean, really, when it comes to Olberg, like, it's either going to be Reyes initiating a firefight, and then he possibly knocks Olberg out. I don't think that that's necessarily going to be the case, but it could be. And if it's Olberg taking the win by boring decision, then over 60 is probably not going to happen. So I think that's a pretty sound play if 60 is the number. I don't know what the number is on my book. I'll have to check. Nice dog right now. You're on Torres. All right, cool. Well, I am all dogs over here. All dogs go to heaven as far as Yam is concerned. Didn't one of the Tafas get pulled from the card? I don't know. Because we did, when we went over when we went over the card on the show yesterday, I was specifically trying to, like, I was keeping my eyes open for both Tafas, and I think only one of them is on it. I believe it's Justin on the card this weekend. Next fight is what matters? Okay. Well, we're all going for the underdog Torres, I suppose. Right, Sigma? Right? Well, let's get it. I want to see some competition here. I want to see a competitive fight out of these two. His nickname is Blair? What kind of nickname is Blair? That's just another name. Javier Blair Reyes. Yeah, I thought that both of the Tafas were on the card at one point, but then when we went to do the breakdown, they weren't both. So I don't know if one got pulled or if they both were not on there to begin with and I just didn't realize. You went Torres, but pray he worked on his takedown? Okay. Or his takedown defense. Well, we'll see what he can do. Anything can happen here on the Contender Series. That's why it's so damn exciting. How are the Tafa brothers still in the UFC? Jairzinho got cut a few months ago. Yeah, no, you're right. The Tafa brothers are in the UFC probably in order to prop up other fighters, I would think, at this point. Their MMA records are way worse. Yes, I agree. It was very dumb of Rosenstruik to be cut. I have no idea why they did that. I was very glad to see Rosenstruik having success in dirty boxing. Yeah, that was a very odd move. Same with Boudet. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to clean shop at heavyweight to make way for new talent. We were talking about this on the show yesterday as well. Like, the UFC knows that there is a big problem at heavyweight. And I think what they're trying to do is cycle out heavyweights in order to bring new ones in. But that being said, you make a good point. Why would you keep the Tafas and not Rosenstruik, even if you're trying to cycle people out? So I don't know the answer to that. But like I said, the only thing I can think of is because they prop up other fighters and they do have a hometown aspect when they're representing Australia. Right? They're Australia guys, right? Not New Zealand, I think. Because they're squishy and gassy, slapping their Samoan tummies. There you go. Quality answer. Why didn't I think of that? Oh. He does choreographed dance routines with his coach. I don't like that in the slightest. Is this the guy we're rooting for? We're rooting for the guy that did the choreographed dance? Oh, I don't like that. I do not like that. Reyes looking a little bit like Johnny Walker. Well, I mean, Johnny Walker somehow eked out a victory in his last outing that I don't think anybody on the planet was expecting, so. No choreographed dance routine for Justice Torres. Justice Torres, a name that goes hard. But yeah, let's see if Reyes can win like Johnny Walker. Or get knocked out in a really funny way like Johnny Walker. There's a lot of options for good entertainment, I guess is what I'm saying. That fight was literally the hydrogen bomb against the coughing baby. Yeah, I've heard this hydrogen bomb and coughing baby thing before. I think that somebody else had said that in the chat too, so Rafiuski, you are in good company with that. Unless you are Hydra on an alt account. Where's Hydra been lately? Trains with Waldo? Well, that really doesn't speak very highly, does it? I mean, it could. I don't know. Whatever. Waldo knows how to win a fight. He didn't win his last one, but I've never been super high on Waldo. But we'll see. Well, look, this is why you watch the Contender Series. We find out what information we need to know in the cage right here, right now, when this fight starts. I think last week or the previous one, there was a couple of heavyweights that got signed to UFC. I'm hyped to see their fights. Yes, there's been a couple of heavyweights on this season. Of course, there was the big man Concrete, a.k.a. Fat Boy, a.k.a. the Titty Jiggler. Heavyweight needs new blood? Facts. That's what they're trying to do, most definitely. They were hoping so bad that Taliesin Teixeira was going to be that. R.I.P. to him. He looks like mini Cody Brundage. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it in the face. Or mini Aspinall. There you go. He's got that square jaw of Tom, you know? Very pointy on the sides and then flat on the bottom. You were rooting so much for Concrete, then there you go. Congratulations, he won. Well, we're rooting for Reyes right now, and the fight is underway, so let's see how this thing goes. Reyes starts out with a couple of attempted strikes to the body. He doesn't land them. Torres. Oh, all right. Reyes trying to fight his way in here. A couple shots and a high kick. They're feeling each other out a little bit with some low-impact shots. Torres, very stationary, very flat. Torres fighting like a Muay Thai fighter right now. Well, all right, Deadly Pube, you do whatever you want. By we, I meant the royal we. When I say we, I mean me. Oh, all right. Torres over swings. Ooh, there you go. That lands. Torres trying to throw some heavy shots out there. Got to be careful he doesn't gas with all that energy. And Reyes cannot let this fight get behind him here. He needs to be active. Fight his way in. He attempted to do that earlier. Ooh, there you go. Two good hands. Nice body shot for Torres. Excuse me, for Reyes, rather. All right. Torres overswings and turns it into a... Woo! Turns it into a really nice takedown. But Reyes trying to get back to his feet. And he's up. All right. Good job. But that was a nice up and down. Thanks, Anthony Smith. Saying exactly what I literally just said before I said it. Or before he said it, rather. You know, as I've always said, they have the Yama stream piped right into the broadcast, so they know what I'm talking about. How's it going, guys? I appreciate you listening. Oh, all right. Uh-oh. Reyes landing some good shots now. Nice knee. Okay. Reyes turning up. Torres on the retreat. Keep it going. Ooh, another nice one. Good combo there. Yo, Reyes starting to land. Turning it up. Torres is on the retreat. Oh, Torres is down. And it's over. Let's go. Dog money cashes. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Dog money. Who said he was a good dog? Didn't he just win? Oh, he was the favorite. God damn it. I wasn't paying attention. I got those switched up. Shit. Oh, well. Dog money does not cash. Damn it. The Yama mantra is being challenged today. What is happening? Reyes was the favorite. God damn it. All right. Favorites are winning today. I mean, Torres was doing decently earlier in the fight, but yeah, Reyes turning it up, using some nice knees. I really appreciated those knees. Also appreciate seeing Frank Trigg in there refereeing, former UFC fighter. You knew you should have went with him? Again, the rule is not hard and fast, but it still makes it exciting for me. You'll join me on the next two dogs? All right, cool. Well, I got 3 left on this card, so Hopefully something cashes today. Yeah, shout out to Frank Trigg, keeping the career going in combat sports. Everyone's saying that Sophia's got a glass chin. All right. Keep that in mind. I still want to know why this guy's nickname is Blair. Maybe he was a big fan of the Facts of Life television show from the 80s. And that was his favorite character on there, Blair. Maybe he'll change it at some point to Tootie. He was a fan of your old PM, Tony Blair. There you go. Yes, yes. A big fan of the Prime Minister. Removed now. Hey, Rafiuski, thank you very much for following. Appreciate you, brother. Welcome, welcome to the Blood Palm. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for chatting with us. Welcome, welcome. She doesn't have a glass chin, just bum rushed her opponent. Okay. So she went in a little wild, you're saying. All right. Torres not happy with himself. It happens. I mean, that's, again, Contender Series, you got to come out the gate hot. So maybe the best option for Sophia is to go out there and bum rush. Could be. We'll see. We will find out. Do you think Andrade has a glass chin? Oh, you're asking Pube that? Well, my opinion, no. I mean, Jessica Andrade? Or you're talking about the fighter on here? There is no Andrade on this card, so I assume that you're talking about Jessica. I mean, she's only been knocked out like once, I think, right? Yeah, not really is the right answer, I would say. You're talking about Jessica Andrade because Deadly thinks getting KO'd by bum rushing equals glass chin. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it shows a lack of fight IQ, I would say, right? You can't just go in there bum rushing and leaving your chin open. But doesn't necessarily equal a glass chin, I would think. All right. Since we had a nice early finish there, let me take a real quick break. I went in a little bit hard on the sparkling ice. You know how it goes. I come on a little bit early. Want to be able to enjoy the rest of these fights. So I'm going to break real quick. I will be right back. Do not go away, people. We got a lot more fights to come. 3 to be exact. Boom. As always, quickest breaks in the game. You'll grab some dinner before the next fight? All right. Well, we will await your return, as I have now returned. Rafiuski. I like the name. I like that it's actually a name that I can pronounce. What? Jesla Chavez started out as a ring girl. How about that? I don't know if I've ever heard that pipeline before. A ring girl going in and actually becoming a fighter. I like this. That's kind of awesome. I have to say, actually, I'm pretty impressed by that. She started out as a ring girl, and now she's actually taken the leap into the cage. She started out on the apron of the cage, and now she's inside of it. How about that? See? This really is the sport of the people. Jesla. And there she is with her ring card. By the way, I don't think I mentioned this on the podcast last night, but if you go back to the KSW stream that I did, KSW, their ring girls wave flags. And I thought that was pretty awesome. I liked it. I was like, man, waving a flag instead of having a ring card. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I was into it. Plus, their ring girls, very nice. Very nice to look at. All right. A year later, so she started out as a ring girl, and then she turned into a Muay Thai fighter and fought in the same promotion where she was a ring girl. How about that? What a story. Have to remember that for the podcast when we talk about it. Yeah, cool. She's the next champion, she says. Hey, Dana. Ooh. Well, sorry, ring girl. You are nowhere near as bad as your opponent. Good Lord, what a smoke show. Sofia Montenegro. Sofia Montenegro is getting a contract whether she wins or not. She is a little baddie. Rafayuski, you're going for Jesla? The former ring girl? Very cool. Fighting for all of Montenegro must be a lot of pressure. Well, she's got to make up for the BKFC card in Montenegro that got canceled. The broadcast portion of it, at least. This is my repay. You know, this is my refund for paying for that pay-per-view. I get to see Sofia Montenegro. You are Brazilian? Hey! Obrigado, my friend. Cool, man. Well, shout out to Brazil. Hopefully you're a more respectful fan than your fellow countrymen and women. Obviously, you have a lot of support, or a lot of representation in this sport, so you're in good company. Hey, Michael, what's good, my man? She's fighting for all the ring girls there ever were. Heavy burden, yeah, exactly. Do it for Ariane Celeste. Do it for Chrissy Blair. Do it for Red De La Cruz. I feel a lot of pressure. I've got the weight of the ring girl community riding on this fight. For me, the best thing is when there's Brazilian against Brazilian, because now at least one Brazilian's going to win. Yeah, fair. I mean, you know, maybe you don't always go for the country of origin. Maybe you go for the strength of character of the fighter. But I can understand wanting to represent your country. She trains with Ribovics? All right. Yeah, there you go. Espan Ribovics just mentioned there on the broadcast. She is also from Argentina. Sometimes you do root for the other guy. Okay, cool. That's the mark of a true hardcore fan. If you're only rooting for your own country, that's crossing over into casual territory, I would say. Oh, is he in her corner? I didn't see. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Esteban. Talk about a star, man. That guy is... It's what I was saying. If you really want the White House card to be good, you put Esteban Ribovics on it. Like when Michel Pereira fought Fluffy. Sorry, Michel, but I couldn't cheer for him. I mean, he certainly made it difficult in that fight. Were you already not a fan of him from before that? Possibly because he misses weight and dances to his way to the cage and gasses himself out? Pretty based opinion. But yeah, I mean, you got plenty of Brazilian fighters to root for, man. There is no shortage of Brazilians in mixed martial arts, so you've got a lot of representation. Misses weight and has a cardio for only a single round. Yeah, absolute facts, dude. Yeah, you know ball for sure. Because that is all very true. Gastelum at heavyweight? I mean, he should be. The organization should make him fight at heavyweight if he wants to fight again. All right, fight's underway. Montenegro, Chavez. You like Fluffy because the guy has freaking cardio and he smokes weed like a motherfucker. Good reasons. Both very valid. Oh, yeah, and combined, that is, yeah, good call. Yeah. Same with Sean O'Malley. That's one thing I definitely give Sean O'Malley some credit for. We were talking about him earlier being cringe, but I give him credit for being able to train as hard as he does with the amount of weed that he smokes. Chavez already bleeding out the nose. Ooh. Yo, Montenegro's got some hands on her. Ooh. She's laying some shots. Oh, yeah, Chavez is really leaky now. Ooh, dropped her. Little short drop. And did Montenegro get cut on the side of her head? Is that why she's bleeding? Or did she... Oh, Jesus, that's a drop too. Yo, ooh. Montenegro going for the win. Killer instinct showing right now. She clinches her up. Arm on neck. Pushes out. Chavez got a nice smear on the side of her face now. Oh, she's got it all over the place. Bloody. Ooh, that was a good body shot for Chavez. But Montenegro is commanding the octagon right now. Ooh. Ooh. That was a good shot for Chavez. Montenegro must have gotten cut on the side of her head because she has a huge streak of blood going down one side of her face that couldn't all have come from her opponent. Ooh, there you go. Nice overhand for Chavez. Nice knee. Oh, and a nice elbow. Let's go. They're throwing over here. I'm liking this fight. Hands low on Chavez's side. She needs to get her hands up, leaving her face wide open, and she is all kinds of cut up. Oof. Pow, pow, pow. Ooh, heavy shot for Chavez there. Got a reaction out of Montenegro. Smith was saying that she needs to get some respect. She looks like she's getting it now. Nice body kick-ish. Kind of got the knee in the midsection. Yo, these ladies are going at it. And yo, Montenegro's side of her face is all kinds of leaky. Ooh, nice straight for Chavez. Chavez turning the tides of this fight right now. Two tough ladies over here. Bro, they are swinging. Neither of them have tried to go to the ground, really. I mean, Montenegro was in the clinch for a second there, but Chavez didn't allow her to do anything with it, and they are just throwing hands. Shoot a la cabeza! Go to the head. Hold on, I'll catch up with you in the chat and at the break here. My bad, guys. This fight's pretty good. And they are both pretty leaky off of some small cuts. I'm sure that the cuts are not terrible, but man, it's all off of the fact that they are throwing leather right now. Trading leather, as it were. Less than a minute in the round. Kind of an even round, honestly. I mean, it's a hard one to judge. You see the striking numbers are pretty even, too. Nice counter for Chavez. Oof. Combo for Chavez, too. Yeah, it's what I was saying about Chavez, like, fighting her way back into this round. She certainly has made this very competitive. After getting dropped twice, basically. I mean, they probably didn't count either of them as actual drops, but we all saw what happened. Oof. Yeah, Chavez is starting to get her rhythm now. That's the thing. Oh. And yeah, Montenegro going for a takedown at the very end of the round. This is probably going to end here in the clinch, but this was a very competitive round. They both were going for it. Good stuff. All right, let's see what was going on here. What day? Hey, Rick Allen, how you doing, brother? What day are you going to see the Smashing Machine? Are you getting advanced tickets? I'm going to try to get advanced tickets if they're available, but I am going on the... Damn! Oh, those cuts are bad! My bad, dude. I did not see how bad that cut on the side of her eye was. Holy! Wow! I knew she was bleeding. I didn't think the cut was that bad. She got a crazy cut. Oh, it was because of a head clash. That sucks. That sucks. Man, damn, that really sucks. What a tough chick, though. But yeah, I'm going to try to get advanced tickets, and I'm going on October 2nd. They are doing advanced screenings of it all day on the 2nd. It comes out on the 3rd officially, but I will be seeing it on the 2nd. Prates trains at a gym near you. I think it's like not even 20 miles from you. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool, Rafayuski. Calm down, ladies. I have plenty of time for both of you. That's very nice of you, Toby. I think Montenegro got cut because... there you go, Rafayuski. Yeah, that's yep, you did call it. It was a head clash when she dropped Chavez. Chavez sprung up when Montenegro was trying to leap on her. Got you. Okay. Feel bad for those MMA fans that don't watch women's MMA. Some pretty brutal fights that are really entertaining to watch. See, Rafayuski is... Man, there you go. Rafayuski, I'm glad that you subscribed, man, because you are going to fit in well around here. Someone who respects women's MMA, I appreciate it. Unlike these Philistines, as Rick Allen might say. Ooh. All right. Chavez out early again. Ooh. But yo, Montenegro drops her. Oh, going for the kill. She is watching the back of that. Shut up, Carrie Hatley. Yo! Montenegro! Ooh. Brutal elbow. How is Chavez holding on? She's literally holding on right now. She's got her arms tied up. Yeah, we're going to have to see if she's got anything off of her back now because, bro, this is a crazy fight, man. Unfortunate that a head clash did the cut, but either way, they fight on. Of course, a head clash did it. And of course, Carrie Hatley had nothing to say about it. But yeah, Montenegro doing some nice work here. All my homies love women's MMA. All right, Toby. What? What happened? Hey, Carrie Hatley getting himself way involved in every fight. You're going to try to see it on the 2nd too, but on this Thursday, you're going to see one battle after another. Okay, cool. Let me know how it is, Rick Allen. I await your full review. Montenegro has no chin, though. Damn, Sigma, you are really hung up on this. Toby is just repeating stuff that he heard in the community. Also, did I just see that Montenegro has a Courage the Cowardly Dog tattoo on her arm? I am in love with this girl. Oof. All right. Montenegro getting the mount, but nice work from Chavez to get out of that. But nice knee for Montenegro. Beautiful knee on the stand-up. Bro, this is one of the better female fights we've seen on the Contender Series, period, right now. These girls are going at it. Definitely this best female fight of the season. I think we've only had one other one. Clinched up on the cage right now. Got to break out here. I mean, she's probably trying to recover a little bit herself. I mean, a lot of energy expended having to do all of the things she's been doing. 10-8 so far? It could be. I mean, Chavez landed a little earlier, I thought, but maybe not. Maybe it was all Montenegro. I thought it was at the very beginning she landed a couple, but either way, yeah, I mean, this is definitely the Montenegro round for sure. If the first one, if there's any question in the first one. 3 strikes by Chavez. Pace starting to slow down. I think both of them put a little bit of too much balls to the wall. All right, Chavez goes for the trip, doesn't get it, and Montenegro ends up on her back. Can she suplex her? All right. Chavez reverses and gets her belly to belly. Good elbow for Montenegro on the clinch. Yep, going for another trip. Doesn't get it. Montenegro really just keeping control here. She knows she did enough so far. All right, they break off. Chavez misses an elbow on the break. Montenegro, cool, calm, collected, just in the driver's seat. Nice. Good body shot for Chavez. Ooh, nice combo at the end, staggers Montenegro. All right, well, there goes your 10-8, I would guess. All right. Women's MMA would be cool if it had a failed hot female fighter to ring girl funnel system. That's what it needs. All right, Rick Allen. In this fight, Chiwiwi. Sicko Rapids. Thank you very much for following. Appreciate you. Chiwiwi to you. Welcome. One of the fighters in this current fight that we're watching right now is a former ring girl. So maybe if she loses this fight, she'll go back to that. I don't know. Probably not, I would suspect. I don't know if it's because women have more tolerance to pain, but those girls are brutal. Yeah, no, I think it's really more because they're just going for it. Like, they are fighting like you should be fighting on the Contender Series right now. This is what the Contender Series is for this kind of a fight. Yeah, and the fact that Chavez landed that really nice combo at the very end there, pretty impressive after all that damage. So this is a close fight. 2-0 Montenegro, it probably is, but I mean, Chavez is making it a lot more competitive than it would seem based on that assessment. All right. Chavez coming out strong again. Nice body shots. Lands one up top. I like the timing of Chavez. Like, she's got a really nice rhythm to her striking. But Montenegro is just a little beast over here, just muscling her way around. But I don't know. We're going to have to see if Montenegro can keep the stamina up here because Chavez still throwing. If she had a better chin, she wouldn't have gotten wobbled at the end. I mean, I guess you got to call a spade on that one, right? Right, Sigma? You think you heard Anthony Smith say the same thing? Well, I mean, I always say that they have the stream piped into their headphones, so they're listening to all of my very fine assessments and picking and choosing what they want to use. Oh, ooh, nice body shot for Chavez. Another nice jab gets through for Chavez. Yeah, there you go. That overhand got through too. Nice. I really like Chavez's striking, man. Like, she is really, like, the composition of the striking is really nice. There you go. Another nice two land. She times her shots really well, and her accuracy is good. Like, she's got a brawly kind of striking style, but it's still accurate. And she is fighting through the flames over here because her nose is all kinds of fucked up. Oof. Another good one. Man, Chavez is really turning the tides in this last round, but she needs a finish here. This is the round that she needs to put her away if she can. It's going to be the test of if she's got knockout power. Oh, what a nice takedown. Damn. Montenegro with the open water double leg takedown, and she got it effortlessly. That was super nice work for Montenegro. Very impressive. Yeah, Chavez gets her in the guard, trying to lay some elbows on from underneath. Got one off. There's another one. Throwing some hammers there. Takedown was so fast that Chavez didn't even react. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the mark of a good one, right? When you're at open range like that, you can't telegraph it at all. And really, she just was fast enough to get it. And she also did a really nice wrap around the body move. Like, she was at an angle. Like, she cut the takedown so that she was coming in at an angle so that she wrapped her arms around and could drag her to the side so that it wasn't like a straight pullover takedown. Because if she had pulled forward and had been dead on, she would have ended up taking Chavez on top of her. And that is absolutely a Courage the Cowardly Dog tattoo on Montenegro. That is confirmed. And I like it. I'm here for it. Unfortunately, I guess Montenegro kind of coasting here now. Yeah, see Carrie Hatley actually doing the right thing by clapping at him. She let her up. Yeah, what the fuck? That was weird. They both just decided to stand up. Like, Carrie Hatley was clapping at him saying, hey, you need to work. And they both were like, okay, let's just get up. That was weird. Hey, it's a lot more fun if we just punch each other. You want to do that? Yeah, I want to do that. That was very strange. But yo, Chavez landing some heavy shots. She's definitely happy that she's back on her feet. She needs a knockout here. Might be split decision on this one. Some really weird things happen when both fighters don't speak English. That is true. I always love it when the referee is like giving them like a stern warning in English and they don't speak English. It's like, bro, he doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. Guy just kind of nods, yep, okay. Your English is pretty good, Rafaiuski. They must be teaching some good English down there in Brazil. That was a great fight. I really enjoyed that fight. Good job on both sides. I hope both of these ladies end up with a contract and or the loser getting a chance to come back. Need to bring back Mario Yamasaki? You want these people to die? Based fight fan. What a tough cookie, but 2-1 to Montenegro. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Chavez. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think Chavez probably should she should end up getting a shot at some point, or at least another opportunity to come back. Because yeah, she definitely she you can tell that she's got good power in her hands, not knockout power necessarily, but she lands some powerful strikes. I really liked her striking. She needs to work on her ground game. You're actually self-taught? What? You are self-taught? That's insane, bro. Congratulations on being obviously a pretty intelligent person if you could teach yourself another language. Look at Dana already wearing the Paramount Plus shirt. Damn. Just throwing it right in the face of ESPN right now. That's kind of wild, actually, if you think about it. Dana wearing the Paramount Plus shirt while they are on ESPN currently. Both should get a contract, I agree. Or at least have Chavez come back and be able to fight for it again. You know, or have her be like an alternate if somebody drops out kind of thing. She definitely deserves it. I thought her striking was great. Oh, wow. Chavez gets the win. Are you crazy? What a robbery. She got dropped multiple times. How the fuck did she win that fight? That's wild. What a robbery. That's crazy. Working for an American company also. Oh, okay. You work for an American company and speak English on a regular basis. Got you. Well, congratulations for that too then. Because you have a quality level of bilingualness. Yeah, 100% robbery. That's crazy. Yeah, hopefully Dana saw that differently. I'm just amazed. I mean, she was dropped multiple times. She didn't drop Montenegro. That second round was so clearly for Montenegro. You mean to tell me she won the first and third? I don't know if I agree with that. That's crazy. Oh, well. Dana White just left. Where'd he go? Yep, Ohio player. You saw what we all saw. That's insane. I cannot believe that went that way. Those those judges are nuts, bro. Yeah, robbery indeed. I mean, like I'm the first to say I thought her striking was great. I thought her striking really was good, but she did not win that fight though. Yeah, well, now because of that decision, you know that both of them are getting a contract. You know, Dana's pretty astute with that kind of stuff. He's going to see, he's not going to let that shitty decision influence that aspect of things. I think both of them are getting a contract off of that. Not even the craziest Brazilian MMA fan would think that was not a robbery. God, I hope not. I mean, there's bias and then there's that, you know? All right. I have a question for Rafaiuski, our native Portuguese speaker over here. Rafaiuski, how good is Fabiano at translating from Portuguese to English? How accurate are his translations? Oh, there you go. Speak of the devil. Yeah, that all my homies love Fabiano the translator, bro. Same. Everybody in the sport. That's one of those opinions that no one can disagree with. You know what I mean? Everybody loves Fabiano. He is the most liked person in all of MMA, I would say. He's great. He like perfectly. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Because we all know that we all love the emotion that he puts into it, of course. But it's good to hear that he's actually accurate with it too. Better get one. I'm not trying to hear Dana with some we're going to bring you back for a different week. Yeah, it might. I mean, Dana might pull the whole, we'll bring you in as an alternate, though. That's the other thing that could happen, Sigma. So be aware that that's potentially what's coming down the pipe. But that's crazy, though. That's so wild that she won that fight. I'm still kind of amazed by that. I think it was week 6 or 7 of this Contender Series season. There was a Brazilian guy that talked for minutes. Yes, yeah. Fabiano translated it all really well. He translated everything, getting the name of the uncle's cousin that helped the fighter's dad. Damn. Good. That's awesome. Quality translator. Did you know, this is a fun fact for you. Fabiano got his job because he was friends with one of the ring girls. I think it was Ariane Celeste. I believe that Ariane Celeste knew Fabiano from outside of the sport. Like Fabiano, I think was working for like he was working for like an airline or some kind of customer service of some sort. But she knew that he was bilingual or trilingual. You know, he speaks Spanish as well. And she recommended him, and he got the job through one of the ring girls. So, little neat piece of trivia for you. Everybody should really be thanking Ariane Celeste for that one. I'm pretty sure it was her. It might have been one of the other ones, but either way, still pretty awesome. All because she stood up after the ref clapped. Yo, Toby. I don't know if that's 100% why, but it certainly didn't help things. That was very weird. That was a very odd moment. If you're a Montenegro and I didn't get a contract, the building is going down. No more Contender Series or Fight Nights. You're gonna burn this motherfucker down? Pookie, let's burn this motherfucker down. And he says that working for UFC did change quite a lot of his life. Good changes. Yeah, I fucking bet it did. Jesus Christ. Probably changed his entire life in a million different ways. He went from an anonymous dude working for customer service to an internationally known and loved figure in this sport. So I would say that his life is significantly different now. This interview is taking a whole hell of a lot of time, considering that she didn't win this fight. She's got a whole lot to say for having a robbery win. Look at her corner. They're not even listening to her. They're like, damn, she didn't win this fight. Don't put the camera on us. God sent me a sign and he gifted me a victory. You're not trying to hear Chavez talk? I mean, come on, bro. She was good, though. I mean, I'm not trying to say that she wasn't good. She just didn't win. That's why I would have hoped that she got a contract even in defeat. It just sucks that the judges are fucking dumbasses. The only thing that I don't like is how he translates the corner, but I also understand that like 3 Brazilian dudes and a Bolivian talking at the same time. Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, translating the corner I would think is probably one of the harder parts of this sport, considering that it's exactly how you described it. It's a lot of people all talking over each other. Nope, no mas. Get out of here. How the hell she thinks she had more to say after all of that? She never stopped talking and thought she had more to say? Get out of here. Get out of here with your gifted win. Go hang out with Cyril Gahn in the gifted wins department. That's ridiculous. All right, man. We are over halfway through. 2 more fights to go. Zercher versus Magomedov. You don't even like to recall the Volkov and Gahn fight? Yeah. I me neither. Even Cyril Gahn knew he lost that fight. They did dirty with your boy Volkov. They certainly did. You're absolutely correct. It is ridiculous. And now Cyril Gahn is fighting Tom Aspinall like he deserves that. The fuck out of here. Cyril Gahn gets defeated by John Jones, gets gifted a win against Volkov, and is now fighting for the title again. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But again, this is not a merit-based sport. We know this. Is this the third title shot that Cyril got? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Of course, he fought Francis Ngannou as well for the title. So, yes, indeed, it is. The third title shot. Insane. Absolutely ridiculous. What are you going to do? Sit there and deal with it. We're going to get to see Tom Aspinall kick his ass, so I guess that's something, you know? It's your consolation prize. This guy, is he another Argentinian? Because he's speaking Spanish right now. Oh, he's Team Cobra out of Vegas. Maybe he is a Mexicano. Oh, he's a Muay Thai guy. Okay. He was able to come to the States legally? Wow. That's a path you don't hear about often anymore. Legal immigrants. Anyway, don't need to go down that rabbit hole, but glad. I wish that the UFC was a more serious sport, but I also know that UFC is an entertainment company. If it got serious, I think it would become like Olympic boxing, boring as fuck. I mean, it's a slippery slope if you start going down the road of like it has to be 100% merit based. If they start just going straight off of the records, because then you get a lot of people with similar records, and then how do you differentiate? What do you do? You go by like significant strike counts or something like that. Like it gets a little bit difficult to take the entertainment aspect out of it when it comes to the matchmaking and stuff like that. So I think that there's merit to it not being merit based. Like, I think that that's okay, but it's just you're at the mercy of the organization at all times when it comes to that. And even when it does not come to that, you're always at the mercy of the UFC. All right, this guy is from Kyrgyzstan. That is the home country of Valentina Shevchenko. Valentina Shevchenko also in the motion picture Bruised, starring Halle Berry, that I am very familiar with, if you were not here earlier in the stream. That's why it's so entertaining. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the sport is, it's like one of those things that, like, even when you hate it, you love to hate it, you know? There's nothing like mixed martial arts. I'm interested though, Rafayuski. I don't think we don't usually get a lot of Brazilians in the chat, so I'm curious. What do you think about Diego Lopez? Are you a fan, or do you think that he is a fake Brazilian because he represents Mexico now, or do you just think that he is a fake Mexican who abandoned Brazil? Brian Zercher. Brian from Mexico. I was correct. Correcto. Oh, so Zercher went out to Zercher, I guess, did a little 2-3 years in Dagestan. All right. Working over with Habib, you could definitely do worse than that. For me, he's a guy that suffered a lot in Brazil, and Mexico helped him become the person he is today, so I only got respect for him. Man, all right. Rafayuski, with a level head over here. I appreciate you, bro. I like your takes. You got some good views on the sport. As we say, you know ball. Zercher has quite the team of support in the Apex. I think if he represents Brazil or Mexico, it doesn't matter. He's a good guy, and I respect that. I love that, bro, because that's certainly how I feel. And, you know, being that I have the channel and being that I cover the sport and being that I'm just a fan of fights in general, I really don't consider the country of origin all that much. I don't root for the Americans just because they're American. If they're fighting people from other regions of the world, that really doesn't play too much of a factor to me. So, good way to look at things. Hey, Frank Trigg is back. All right. Well, we're going for Zercher in this one, I believe. I didn't see who was the favorite, but either way. Come on, Zercher. Oh, they've trained together before. Okay. Oop, nice low kick for Zercher. Magomedov, of course, not from Dagestan, but apparently has that base as well. Zercher was talking about having a Muay Thai style here, so low kicks on deck for him, already working. Ooh. Ooh, all right. Good overhand for Magomedov. He was the first Mexican Habib ever allowed in the camp. Goddamn. Rafael Breno. Appreciate you as well. Thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome. Chi wee wee to you. Oh, that's you as well? Okay, hey. Now you've done the exact right thing. Now you are going to get the entire extent of the Yama catalog. So good job, Rafayuski. Appreciate you, bro. You'll always be Rafayuski to me. Uh-oh. Zercher got tagged. Uh-oh. Where's the Mexican chin? Damn, Magomedov with the knockout. What? Damn. Wow. We found it, people. We found the first Mexican with a glass chin. Wow. That was unexpected. Jeez. Well, that sucks. Yeah, he got jabbed early and then just got bombed after it. How do you get you got wobbled off the jab? Yeah, it was just a jab that wobbled him, and then Magomedov just tagged him twice. Damn. He hit like truck, brother. Hell yeah. Do you do videos of like predictions / card review before events? We have a podcast on the channel called Last Week's Fights. Myself and my good friend Chase Parton. We break down all of the fights from the previous week, and at the end of the podcast, we give predictions for the next card. When we do not have fights from the previous week, we do a full podcast of predictions. So if you go on the channel to the last time that we were live, which was just yesterday, we do that on Monday nights. That whole podcast was all predictions, so you can hear our discussion on that. No, he didn't even step into the jab. That's the craziest thing. He just got caught with it. I want to see that replay one more time if they show it, but I don't. It didn't even look like he stepped into it. It looked like he just happened to catch him with a really, really stiff jab. Murtazali. Kyrgyzstani Murtazali. Crazy. Yeah, hit like truck indeed, brother. 2-3 years in Dagestan, not necessary. That's crazy. That's wild, man. I mean, sometimes it goes down like that, but Again, there's an exception to every rule, and we found the dude who disproves the Mexican chin. I like watching / hearing card breakdowns while I'm at work, brother. Our podcast is very in depth. Our podcast usually runs between 2.5 to 3 hours, so you'll have plenty of fight talk from us. Yeah, give it a spin and let me know what you think. Leave a comment on the videos that you check out. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for the support. Yeah, we go in depth. Crazy. Yeah, one more time. Please show me that jab one more time. I missed it. Damn. Oh, look at this little baddie. Oh, yeah, she's the same, the baddie interpreter from last time. Looking like a little Russian peasant girl. With a fashion sense. She's the glowed up version of a Russian peasant girl. You can't talk about her translations? True. No need, brother. I know all that I need to know. Yeah, she can stay around. She can certainly stay. She's tall too. Jeez, tall drink of water. When's she gonna get in the ring? We've already seen the ring girl to fight her pipeline. When are we gonna get the translator to fight her pipeline? I mean, she's gonna definitely have a height advantage on anybody that she's fighting. That's a tall woman. Crazy. I keep missing the setup, though. They just played the replay again. Yeah, another Kyrgyzstani fighter. I think that Valentina Shevchenko is really one of the only prominent Kyrgyzstanis right now. So, good stuff. Let's put the Russian translator against the ring girl on the White House card. I like it. I like it. That's a good international representation there. We got to see what the translator's got, I mean, I don't know what her striking's like. All right, there you go. And now they stand there awkwardly. Translator doesn't know what to do. Barbier. Johnny Barbier. That's a cool name, dude. Johnny Barbier with a D in the front. Oh, he's from Croatia. The land of Mirko Krokop. The land of Delia, if you recall. And Montis Kondratavicius is from Lithuania. Lithuania versus Croatia. It really is an international affair today. Yes, Stipe as well. Yep, very cool. I mean, don't get it twisted. Stipe is from Euclid, Ohio. But still. The roots run deep. His 100% finish rate will continue. All right, let's see it. I want to believe. Yeah, this has been a good one. This has been a really fun one. Aside from the robbery, which kind of put a damper on things a little bit, but this has been a good episode of the Contender series. Aside from week one was really the only week that we had. The only week. This is the last fight. Yeah, it goes quick, man. It goes by quickly. It will. He'll just get KO'd? Okay, fair enough. Damn. Yo, Anthony Smith is a G for this one, bro. He put Sofia Montenegro on his power rankings. That's some G shit right there. That's some real G shit. See, this is why I like Anthony Smith. He's a real motherfucker. He put Sofia Montenegro over Jesla Chavez. Anthony Smith can stick around on the Contender series. He's all right by me. He always has been, even if he is delusional when it comes to his own career. Yeah, that was the second female fight of the year. I was correct. How about that? Smith is an armadillo? 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 I mean, he has a lion's heart and an armadillo's shiny head. I don't think armadillos have shiny heads. I guess I'm talking about their shells. You know what I was trying to say. Shut up. You know what I meant. Johnny Barbier. That is a great name, dude. That's a hard name, bro. I know a guy. You talk to Johnny Barbier. He'll hook you up. You go see Johnny Barbier around the back. Take care of you. A little cocky over here, huh? Saying he was good from the beginning. I fell in love with mixed martial arts because I was good at it. Okay. All right, Barbier. Let's see what you got. Let's see if you can back up that big talk of yours. There's a Jania that works at the gym that you train at. Oh, okay. That's cool. I didn't realize you trained. Are you trying to actually fight, or are you just training for exercise? At least in here in Brazil, it's a female name. Yeah, I mean the Jania. Yeah, that would make sense for a woman. Generally, names with A's at the end are women's names. Although we do have a person named Alicia that's fighting on the upcoming card this weekend, who is a male. So. Not always the case. I have, Dana, obviously, Dana White. That's, a name that can go both ways. But for the most part, A names or names that end with an A are generally women's names. Beeb, what's good, brother? Good to see you, man. How you doing? Like looking in eyes of a serial killer with Barbier. He does have an intense stare. That is true. You do powerlifting. Okay. That's what's up, dude. So no fighting for you. Okay. Fair enough. Well, what I always say, Rafayuski, now that you are here and part of the Blood Palm with us, if you have anybody that you know that is fighting, doing MMA, whether it's amateur or professional, and their fight is being broadcast somewhere on the internet that I have access to, you let me know, you hook me up with the link, and I will watch their fight on stream and react to it to show my support. I like to support the homies in the chat and, their extended circle of friends if they're in the fight world. Getting punched in the head ain't for you? Yeah, same. Ain't for me either. I can definitely appreciate that. Thoughts on Jimmy Crute's next fight? Thinking of throwing 20 on Crute. Currently at 40 on Jake. I'd be very careful about betting on Jimmy Crute, although I do think that he is going to win that fight. Jimmy Crute is a dude who has gone to draw more times than anyone else in the history of the promotion. I might be a little hyperbolic with that, but I don't think I am. I think he actually might hold that record. So I say that to say a lot of his fights are very, very close. I think that there's probably better locks on the card if you're looking to throw $20 around. But, don't take my word for it. And he probably, like I said, I do think he's going to win that fight, but it probably will be closer than people are thinking it will be. And it might end up being a decision. And if it goes to decision, You never know. But 40 on Jake, that tracks a little bit better. Good to know. January next year, I'll be going to an MMA event. There will be some amateur and professional fights. It's a local thing, but I hope they broadcast it somewhere. Hey, if they broadcast it and I can watch it, let me know. I will certainly try to watch. I try to watch as much outside of the UFC as I can if I have the time for it. I just did KSW last weekend since we didn't have UFC. I try to do BKFC as well when I can. I love fights, man. So if two people are fighting, except if it's boxing, I'm not a huge boxing fan, but I still watched Canelo and Crawford, so I try to get as much in as I can. You're just gonna stay with the 40 on Jake. I honestly, Beeb, if you're, don't do it because I'm telling you to, but go back and watch the podcast and listen to some of what we talked about on there, Beeb. But what we were saying is that the other lock of the card, and this is crazy to say out loud, but it actually might be the case, probably Andre Petroski. He's fighting a dude coming straight off of the Contender series, a guy that had problems with Torres Finney. Andre Petroski probably going to give him a lot of the same problems that he had. What's that guy's name? Something with a C. Cruson? I forget what the dude's name is off the top of my head, but Petroski is early in the card, and I think that he's pretty much a lock for that fight. So, just saying. Or we get in the Discord and I live stream the fight too. Yeah, hey, Rafayuski, join the Yama Discord. Here you go. I can give you the link right there. Bingo. There you go. Yama also streamed the CJI. That is absolutely correct. I did, and I had a great time doing that. I love the CJI. CJI was a very fun time. You're going Crute, Toby, Honest, Hill, to be nice play on words. You're going Crute, to be honest, he'll be in the parlay. Fair. I mean, I'm going for him too. I'm just saying that it might be closer than you'd like for somebody that you're actually putting money on. You know what I'm saying? But I do think he'll win that fight. He's fighting Rodolfo Bellato, for Christ's sake. He better win that fight. If he's suddenly back after retiring for 6 months. All right, fights underway. Johnny Barbier and Contra Davicius. Oof. Oh, they are going for it early. Contra Davicius trying to get the takedown. Mantis. I'm just going to call him Mantis. Oh, Mantis with some nice ground game early. Gets the takedown and secures it. Barbier trying to roll through. Damn, good work from Jesus Christ. Barbier. What a beast on the ground. He muscled his way into a reversal on one arm. What the fuck? Yo, Barbier is a beast. Just for that alone, that's beast behavior. All right. Barbier on the outside. Mantis pushing out to center over here. Now they're clinched up at center. Oh, nice knee for Mantis. Oh, Mantis with a great counter too. Barbier. Oh, great teep. Yo, this Mantis dude is crushing right now. Oh, drop. Oh, Barbier done. Kerry Hatley, early stoppage. He was still in it. I don't know why he stopped that fight. He was literally grabbing for his leg as he was getting stopped. He's definitely out of it. Yes, I do agree with that, but it might have been off of instinct, but I still think it was an early stop. Either way, Mantis getting the job done. Barbier out of there. Yeah, definitely early. I would say so. Like I said, he was going for his leg while he was stopping the fight. Definitely throwing money on Khalil for 320. Really? Going against Yuri? I mean, my gut is telling me Yuri wins that fight, but I'd be okay with it though, because I think it's going to be a good fight. Yeah, that was definitely early. Yeah, he was out for a second there, but I mean, look, he's going for it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Senko saying that fight was over. It felt like, I mean, he did go out for a minute there though. Looking at it from the other angle, he was out there like this. You know, he woke up and then went for the leg. So I don't know, maybe a good stop. You're more hyped for Khalil and Yuri than the main event / co-main event. Fair. Yeah, I mean, the main event is a wash anyway. Who the hell even really cares? I hate immediate rematches. I'm not a fan of immediate rematches at all. The guy took 2 shots and didn't react. I think it was a good almost early stoppage. Yeah, there you go. Maybe almost early is correct. It was hard to tell from the initial angle, but then when you saw it from the reverse angle, yeah, I think it was probably all right. It looked early, but I didn't see it from the reverse until they showed it. So, yeah. But Mantis, they both came out there aggressively. So shout out to Contra Tavicius over here. God, now I have to remember how to say his name. Jesus, I hate this sport sometimes. I mean, it's not that hard, but still, it's like Contra Tavicius. Yeah, he dropped him. Yeah, boom, boom. I don't know, man. Seeing it from the other angle, he goes down. Yeah. I don't know. It looked a little early. He could have let that go a little bit longer. Because he definitely didn't react to those 2 shots, but still, it looked like he was just like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. That one, I can't be super mad about that one, but yeah, contracts are going to go flying. Montas. I like that name, though. I was saying how much I liked Johnny Barbier. I like Montas as well. Praying Montas. That should be his nickname. Marab is going to dominate Corey. I'm calling it right now. Brother, you're preaching to the choir over here. I called that one the second it was announced. I mean, I've said it all time and time again. Corey's problem is that he's great with his defensive wrestling, but he doesn't put out enough offense after he gets out of sticky situations. Since the $7.7 billion from Paramount, Dana seems to be in a good mood. Yeah, he's also enjoying wearing that nice little embroidered t-shirt that he's got with Paramount on it, or a collared shirt, rather. That embroidered polo, as they would say. Last time you had money on Alex, you lost 180. Yeah, I would not be doing that again. I never understand why they think immediate rematches are a good idea. What has changed? What has changed? Do you think that he just went and started drilling BJJ like all day long and he is a black belt? Do you think that he is suddenly no longer scared of getting taken down? He's going to fight differently? No, it's going to go exactly the same way. Throwing contracts like nothing. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, there's probably going to be 6 on this one, I would think. Great fights today. Contender Series almost never disappoints. Indeed. I agree. I love the Contender Series. It's my favorite thing in this whole sport. Who gave him a black belt? He is a... Jesus Christ. I did a whole video about it. Actually, now you're a subscriber on the channel. Go back and watch the video I did about it. I think it was under his coach, right? Under his translator coach, whose name is escaping me right now, but I know it because I've said it a million times and I'm just forgetting it right now. Why am I forgetting his coach's name? God damn it, I knew that. But I might be wrong about that. I say it in the video, though. It's been a while. That video was a long time ago, so I'm blanking on some of the details. But yeah, no, he got a black belt. Yeah, I mean, you saw he got awarded the black belt in the ring that time. Remember? That's an MMA black belt. An MMA BJJ black belt. Yeah, I mean, I guess so, right? But yeah, I mean, supposedly a BJJ black belt and very, very scared to get taken down. There's more black belts than fighters in the UFC. God, ain't that the truth. Who gives them this belt, brother? Who gave that to him? We must investigate. All right. Well, now we just have to wait and see who gets contracts. I believe we're going to get contracts for every winner and both ladies. That's what my prediction is. Exactly. 2-3 years in Dagestan and forget. All right. Tobias. Tobias or not Tobias? That is the question. Yeah, Tobias. I mean, it's hard to say that Tobias deserves a contract when he's fighting a guy who's 5'9", but I don't know. I also think Glover gave Alex his black belt. Yeah, that also tracks. I think it was Glover's gym. So I know that there's another guy who who's like the BJJ coach specifically over there, as opposed to translator friend who I'm for some reason continuing to blank on his name. I don't know why I'm forgetting so hard right now. Hamzat versus Alex at 205. Black belt versus black belt. I like it. Um, all right, Dana's given his Polinio Cruz. That's his name. Jesus Christ, I do not know why that was escaping me so much. All right, contracts going out. Damn, 15 fights at 22. Let's go. Tobias gets the contract. All right, one correct so far. That's why you usually ignore when people dick ride fighter for having a black belt. Doesn't mean anything nowadays. That's kind of the point of the video that I made too. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that justice had never been finished before. This is the first time that he got finished by Mr. Reyes over here. All right. Reyes gets a contract as well. 2 for 2. Yeah, this has been the best year for women's fights on the Contender Series for sure. Yeah, Johnny Walker got it. Very, very true. UFC 320 main event is Merab versus Corey. Fair. Yeah, I agree. And it's just going to be the Merab show again. See, Dana knows ball too. He said that he knew that Montenegro won that fight. He's signing both of them. What? Hey! Let's go! Bro. 4 for 4 on predictions right now. Dana signing both ladies. Let's go. Called it indeed. Let's go. That's the absolute right call. Both of those ladies definitely deserve it. All right. The Kyrgyzstani gets it. I am 5 for 5 right now. Clean sweep for St. James. Exactly. They call me Clean Sweep St. James often. I mean, you know this. You're in the chat, Beeb. You know what they call me. If you say Marv from Home Alone, that's the wrong answer. That's only you that calls me that. All right, and Mantis gets it too. Clean sweep St. James indeed. All right. I like when the predictions are correct because this is one, I say it all the time. I have plenty of criticisms of Dana White. In this capacity, when it comes to giving out contracts, I generally agree with his decision-making process. Yeah, the Contender Series is where it's at. This is the incubator for great talent in this sport. I love it. I'm telling you, I every year when the Contender Series starts, come in on the first week. If you go back to the VOD of the first week of the Contender Series this year, you'll hear me singing, "It's the most wonderful time of the year." And that's the reason, is because I love the Contender Series so much. It's my favorite thing in all of this sport, and this is why. Great fights generally. We've had a lot of quick ones this season for sure, but then you get a fight like the ladies fight. That was a banger. Went all 3 rounds. Contender Series is the excitement I used to get with Tough. Exactly. The excitement that we very much no longer get with Tough. God, you know that to be true. Good Lord. Yeah, that worked out great. I'm very happy about all of that. Yeah, this has been another great one. Very, very cool. Very happy for all of these fighters. Can't wait to see these winners inside the organization, including the ladies. I don't know if there's really anybody that I need to hear their interview stuff for. I've been trying to listen more to what they have to say, considering, Chase kind of evolved my thinking on listening to these people on the microphone after the fights, because I'm like, this is also us getting to know them a little bit and getting to know what their entertainment value is. We have 3 more weeks of Contender Series. Yes. This was week 7. We have 10 weeks total. So yes, 3 more weeks. And I will be live for every one of those weeks. I will be live for every UFC event as well. And we do the podcast on the channel, video content. You are never hurting for content from the Yama channel. So Rafayuski, you made a very wise decision to follow and subscribe. Anybody else who is lurking out there, appreciate you hanging out. Make sure that you hit that follow button. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Also, the best chat in all of mixed martial arts YouTube. That is legitimate facts. A lot of these people are very respectful, so you're not really gleaning too much information out of them right now. I like listening to the Spanish fighters because I get to pick up how much of the Spanish that I actually understand. I do speak a very, very tiny amount of Spanish. He's Colombian. Yeah, representing Colombia, another underrepresented country in the sport. There's a couple of Colombian fighters, but not many. I want to see that elementary teacher fight again. He seemed pretty confident about what he could do with a bit more time to cut weight. Yes, he's coming back for week 10. I mean, that fight was not exactly the greatest fight on the planet, but we'll see if he can, get a better performance in his next outing. So I thought that was handled very perfectly. Actually, again, I generally agree with the, with the assessments from Dana. So yeah, if he comes back and does a good job, then he'll get the contract. I don't know if he's going to be able to actually hold his own weight in light heavyweight, though. I mean, you just saw a light heavyweight over here who actually looked like a light heavyweight, came in and crushed. I don't know if that guy's going to be able to beat someone like that, but we'll at least see what he can do. He's fighting out of Cerro Longo. That is a good school. I wish Laura Sanko was more like Joe Rogan, being like, Jaisla, you heard what Dana said about you not winning that fight. Do you agree with him or do you not agree with him? Very loaded questions. I always love that out of Rogan. Rogan, in my opinion, was always the guy that would ask the questions that the fans had on their minds. Like anytime that Rogan does a post fight, he always will say the quiet part out loud, Did you think you did enough to actually win that fight? Have you noticed that sometimes Laura Sanko just looks at the camera, smiles, and back again at the fighter? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is an old. There you go. She just did it. That's an old veteran television move right there, because it's keeping the head in motion, so it gives the impression of action when there actually is not any besides verbal exchanges going on. Yeah, that's a veteran broadcaster move. You look back at the camera, you say, "Hey, I'm still here," and then you look back at the person you're interviewing. Are they going to interview Montenegro? Oh, sexy Slavic translator is back. She doesn't look very comfortable as a translator. She's always like, yeah, they kind of asked this, and what do you think? How many Red Bulls deep are you today so far? Brother, this was a 2 Red Bull day, my man. This was a 2 Red Bull day. You caught me on a 2 Red Bull day. Yeah, I don't know what was happening. I went to sleep late last night working on the Bruised review, but which is what I'm going to be doing after this is over. But yeah, I could not get in gear today for some reason. So yeah, 2 Red Bull morning. But I got it all out of the way early. I only had the 2. Just 2. And if you really think about it, 2 Red Bulls, if I have the small cans, almost equals up to just over a big can. So that's how I look at it. That's 16.8 ounces. It's nothing. Yeah, your boy's heart is about to explode at some point. Keep a lookout for that. If I ever start grabbing my chest on stream, just make sure you got emergency contacts on standby. Are they not going to interview Montenegro? Oh, that sucks. They're not interviewing Montenegro. Oh, well. I guess that'll do it. Maybe Montenegro went to the hospital. That could be. You're speaking facts there. They both probably could have used it. Got a pretty big cut. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, she probably needs some stitches for that one. All right. Well, I guess that brings us to the end of the Contender series and thus the end of this broadcast. So, Rafayuski, thank you very much for following and subscribing. I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who's been here tonight. Beeb, Sigma, Ohio Player, Sarah Toby, and Checkmate. Appreciate both of you guys. All the new followers. We had a couple of new ones. Who else? Let's see if I can find some of those other ones in there. We had, Sicko Rapids. And we had, Rafayuski, of course. Yeah. So a couple of new people. Appreciate all of you guys. Thank you very much for being here. As I mentioned, on this channel, we got the podcast on Monday nights. That's last week's fights. Myself and Chase Parton will be breaking down each and every fight from the previous week's event. So we've got Perth this weekend. We will be live for that event. So if you want to watch along with me, I will be here for that. Monday, we will be talking about all of the fights from that. I'm going to hopefully have the Bruised review edited and out this week. That is what I'm going to be working on after this. I'm trying my very best to get that out. It's a lot of editing. And it's a very long review. And of course, we're going to be having the Smashing Machine review coming out on October 2nd. We'll be doing that live stream directly after both myself and Chase watch the movie. So new content coming out. I am going to be committing to doing a Yama episode very soon. I have not done a Yama episode in quite some time. I know that people are missing Yama on the Yama channel. So I will be doing some of that soon. Trust me, it's in my mind. And when I have the itch to do Yama, the content will come. So keep an eye on the channel. As always, make sure that you're liking and subscribing, of course, but liking and commenting on the video really helps in the algorithm. So appreciate the support from that. And I will see you very soon in the next stream. So have a great rest of your night, a great rest of your week. And as always, fight on.
Change.